I am not a big fan of repeating myself, so listen closely the first time. This podcast contains scenes of violence, adult language, and, if we did our jobs right, disturbing subject matter. Listener discretion is strongly advised. Drink up.
Hey there, Clerp and Blurp.
Hi, Miss Frazzle.
I hope you brought your learning ears. I hope you brought an open mind and a psyche purged of apathy.
Of course, Miss Frazzle. Always as you command, Miss Frazzle.
Today, we're going to be learning about how the United Soul Council makes the laws to keep us all safe.
Yay!
It's a zip and a zap and a zop, and away we go. And here we are, gang. These three people before you are the Triumvirate. They lead the United Soul Council.
I'm the plebeian. I represent the citizens of the outer colonies, what we call everyone who wasn't born in the Sol star system. I ratify the laws we pass.
I'm the Terran. I represent all of our citizens from Sol. I make all of our new laws official after the plebeian has ratified them.
And I'm the Centurion. I represent our Navy, and I can say nuh-uh to any laws that I think aren't okay.
Wow. And what does the Navy do, Mr. Centurion?
I'm so glad you asked.
Neat.
That's right, kids! Joining the Navy is one way you can protect everything from total destruction. Another is by voting.
Wow, we get votes too? Awesome!
You've got it, Blurp! Every USC citizen is guaranteed at least a fraction of a vote. Those born in the Sol system get 100% of a vote, and those who chose to be born outside of the Sol system get at least 25% of a vote each. But they can increase that percentage by joining the Navy or serving our government. Even those who have broken the law or have defaulted on their debts still get 10% of a vote. Isn't that right, Faulty the defaulted laborer? It sure is. I can still participate.
Jesus
Be less poor. So, you three make all the laws by yourself? Goodness no. We rely on the Assembly to decide which laws need to be passed and how best to do it. Isn't that right, Assembly the Assembly?
We are one voice, we speak for all. Collective consciousness has led us to bend time and space to our will. We are all things and contain more than the sum total of human knowledge. Bow before the All-Mind.
Neat.
All right, gang. Time to get you back to class. I hope you've learned a lot, because I'm testing you on what you've learned when we get back.
Aw, Miss Frazzle, come on.
Blurp and blurp.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like I've had a stroke.
That was beautiful.
Hello and welcome to The Stars Aren't All Right, the official podcast of The Stars Aren't All Right. My name is Brian, and I will be your keeper this evening.
I love when Brian breaks himself.
Oh, God. Now they know.
Now they know. Okay, so we are a podcast. We are doing an actual play, Call of Cthulhu tabletop role-playing system, just in case episode 9 is stumbling upon us. Holy shit. So, full disclosure, Brian is recently recovering from a feverish illness, which, if it's not not immediately obvious by my voice, will probably be pretty damn obvious by my behavior this evening.
You're doing great, Brian.
Thanks.
You're doing great.
Thanks, guys. Before we go in and introduce our cast, the voice of Miss Frazzle and also of the plebeian and of Faulty the Defaulted Laborer was Damien, who is one of our listeners from Florida, who contacted us via Reddit and was super interested in lending his talents. So thank you so much, Damien, for both reaching out to us and for crushing it on the performance as Miss Frazzle.
That was amazing. I was going to ask who that was, and it was so good.
No.
Damien, you
How
rock.
many seasons of Rick and Morty did Damien voice Morty?
Yeah.
Because that was fucking spot on.
The note that Damien gave me, he gave me a couple different options, and this one he labeled as deranged shoe salesman voice. And I
Definitely Miss Frazzle. Yes.
absolutely Miss
Well
Frazzle.
done.
Miss Frazzle.
Yes.
Love that.
For sure.
Good job, Damien.
Well done, Damien. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Damien. So let's go around and introduce our cast. So what you guys can do is you can say your name, your character name, and then we'll say one thing that happened on your 16-day spaceship journey that didn't end up in either episode 7 or 8. And we'll start with Leah.
This is Leah, and I am playing Glade Walker, and something that she did that wasn't covered was polishing her masks.
Neat. Does Glade have like a whole like kit? Because you have like the Daft Punk helmet, but then you also have like leather masks. So is it like, do you have like oil for like the nano leather? Is it nano oil?
Yeah, nano oil.
Incredible.
Brian, yes.
Is Glade like an old school, like spit shine, like just fucking hours going in little circles on the mask? Or did she like lacquer it and then get it baked on somewhere?
On the butterfly, yes.
She's old school on the butterfly?
Yeah, yeah.
On the Daft Punk helmet, is it just an angle grinder? Just
Yeah.
tight.
Makes it more punk.
Hell yeah. All right. And Catherine.
Hi, I'm Catherine, and I play Juno Engvin, our local healer and televangelist. While on our 16-day spaceship journey throughout the stars, one thing that wasn't quite reported that Juno did in the quiet of her own room, that is shared with Glade, but in secret, was really try and map out some strategic goals that the Thought LLC that she has been recently inducted into could maybe put on their radar and really work towards. But after several hours of work, she got maybe a little self-conscious, and that's just going to stay tucked into a robe somewhere. Maybe when she feels confident, she'll bring it out.
All right. I'm actually sorry. I'm just picturing like in Saving Private Ryan, you know, when like the soldiers would die and they'd go and they'd get like the letters out of their pocket. And it's just like if Juno ever dies in a gunfight, they're going to like pull it out and it's just going to be like an actual coherent business plan for the Thought LLC.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. I don't love anyone. I have no love letters. I just want to think about how I can make some more money.
Hell yeah. Alrighty. Tom.
Yes, my name is Tom, and I play Lift.
Lift.
One thing Lift for sure would have done, I assume that there's ye olde headsets in this old cargo ship we have, the Violet King Henry, so that people can listen to what's going on, you know, kind of like Battlestar Galactica style. Noticing that Juno has a very small head, I would have cut out like a foam spacer or something so that the face felt included when we were all listening to things, but the headset wasn't quite fitting right. So she could have worn a headset like the rest of us normal head size folk and been part of the team.
Do we want to give context? Nope.
Nah.
I feel like you can. It's on the Instagram, isn't it? Like, don't we have a picture?
Yeah.
You can
all
find
have
our
enormous heads.
I actually have a very small head. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have an abnormally small head.
Yeah.
Sorry, Catherine. Catherine, her headphones, she has to wear a
It's just
phone.
narrow. It's not small. It's just narrow.
Yeah.
My headphones don't fit me, so I take foam from the podcast
just
kit and I
need to-
put it in my headphones above my head so they fit so I can listen.
You should just do like human growth hormone or something. You should just Joe Rogan this shit.
Oh,
so you
yeah.
get a much
Yeah.
bigger head.
Or
sure.
Just do steroids.
Tranquilizer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But my head will get bigger.
Yeah, have you seen that guy's head? It's fucking massive.
He does
Huge
have a
head. Built like a gorilla.
I'm pretty sure that's like an
I
actual
feel
thing that
attacked.
steroids make.
Also, I would have reverse pickpocketed a shiny pebble into everyone's pocket.
Aw,
Little nugget of joy from Lift.
little shiny rocks.
Yeah.
Glade sleeps terribly the whole time.
Hang on.
Yeah, you reverse pickpocket it into her pillowcase or something. Jesus.
It's like the Princess and the Pea. What the fuck is that?
Hey, my name's Alex. I'll be playing as Maximilian Gorfunkius, honest, down-to-earth lube merchant who just wanted to feed his family and finally pay for his daughter's operation. Suddenly, because of a unforeseen theft, he won't be able to do that, and he'll have to sell himself into debt slavery.
Pour one out.
And what did Maximilian Gorflunkius?
He finally signed that contract and said goodbye to his wife and kids.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right. And how about your actual character?
I will be playing as Pyotr Gaius Maitland, who is a washed-up academic. And I'm pretty sure we went into great detail about literally everything. And I mean everything that Pyotr did over the course of that trip. So, like, there are no more worlds left to conquer here. What else do you want me to say? We talked in detail about his masturbatory habits. We had an entire scene where he was on the shitter. Like, what else do you want from me?
Mist.
We did talk about the piss mist.
We talked about the piss mist. Yeah.
And he even read HR for Dummies.
He read HR for Dummies. Like, what do you want me to say here, man?
I think there's more. I think there's a just a little nugget there in Alex's brain, just about something that we didn't cover. One little tiny thing.
Okay, you want to know the deep secret? The one that he would never admit because it's so shameful?
Definitely.
He read a chapter of a Sylvia Plath novel. He kind of liked it.
Oh,
shit.
Those pink dice are working.
It's all part of the plan. Hell yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys. Let's do a recap. Also, sorry, another technical note just before we get into the recap. We are recording in a slightly different space. Tom and his lovely wife, Moira, have opened their home to us once again, so the sound will be a little bit different for that reason as well. All right. So, recap of the previous session. Our crew continued flying through space. Glade and Juno started to get closer before... Blah, Juno shared some backstory. Glade worked very hard not to do that. Doug asked Lift to leave him alone for 12 hours while he quote-unquote closed the door. Seemed more approachable and back to his chipper self afterwards. The crew had an impromptu parliament regarding the book in which Juno and Lift agreed to take over the stewardship of the Librum Dementi after Juno felt it over the pants. It tried to do mind mojo on her, but her kung fu was too strong. I will make a note on these notes in that I wrote them while I was feverish, so take that for
they're perfect, Brian.
No, like before the next recap, we're just gonna give you a whole bunch of fucking cold medicines.
Yeah. Oh man, we should replace the whiskey with cold medicine. That should just be our thing for these podcasts. Anyway. Back to the recap. So Glade then went to confront Pyotr in the middle of the night after he raided their little kink palette. Pyotr used his geriatric jujitsu to resist, though. And after some posturing over who was being more secretive, our resident grifter challenged Glade to remove her mask. This sent her spiraling, and she was talked down, fortunately, by Juno. The crew arrived in the Kokoro system, where Gizin Shah station resides. Lift and Doug tried to keep the band together, but it seemed that everyone was set on going their separate ways when the missions were completed. Y'all did finally put together that it was weird that all of your objectives converged on Gizin Shah. Juno paid for some fuel for the ship, and covered their docking fees with some light bribing occurring to cover their tracks officially. You wandered into the station, into the, I believe I call it Gizzen Shangri-La, the bar. Pyotr to sell both his book and the industrial amount of lube that you guys were carrying. And you were approached by a man named Juno, who called you all by name and claimed to have the business that brought all of them here, is what I wrote. Fever. All right. You guys find yourself in Gizzen Shangri-La. Juno standing before you, eyes bouncing between each of you in turn.
Wait, just as a handout, will you sit down and have a drink?
I'll never say no to a drink. I feel like maybe I owe you all around.
I would agree.
Absolutely. He sits down and punches them. There's a little terminal in the middle of the table, and he says, "What are we drinking?" He gets everyone's drink order. Actually, yeah, we know Glade famously drinks scotch. Juno famously drinks wine. What do... well, actually, no. Sorry, we do know what everyone drinks, because hair dye and
hair dye and grain alcohol.
Hair dye and grain alcohol. And then lift.
Whatever Doug brings home.
I don't know if they have that.
Oh, God.
Even that's too low class.
I want a daiquiri.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I could have a scotch. Thank you. I've been trying to recreate the real thing for quite a while.
Right on. And he punches the drink into the little console, and the bartender brings them over. His associate is still kind of like looming off in the distance. Doesn't seem to, have like any sort of dark expression on his face or anything like that, but just seems to be kind of watching you all closely. Glade and Lift, you guys would put together, like Geo is obviously in a pretty compromised spot if you guys did decide to just take him out. And you can see where Geo's associate, who he identified as Tala, the way that he's kind of like standing back is just to maybe provide some sort of, cover or crossfire. But he takes his first sip of the drink and he says, "Well, I'm assuming you have some questions."
Yes, I have a question. Here's the book. Where's my payment?
Oh. You just hand him the book.
I just kind of gesture at it like it's still wrapped up. I just don't want to touch it.
Gotcha.
I have it. I'll pull it out.
Yeah. As you can see, the good faith here has the book, and I believe there were some terms that were offered for the delivery of this book. We're all a little eager to part ways, as it were. There's been anyways, here's the book.
Right. Well,
Pyotr has downed his scotch by this point.
He
and has reached over Geo to press the button again in the middle of the table.
He looks at this like vac suit wrapped around this object. He says, "Well, before we can finalize that particular transaction, I'll have to verify it, but I feel like you've been traveling with it enough to not want me to unravel it in a crowded place like this."
That would be correct. And so if there's going to be other business here, do I have to be here for that? I've got kind of another pressing business matter to get to.
Is it the lube thing? You're speaking very loudly. Everyone in the bar is kind of weirded out by it.
Well, first off, advertising is the first order of business when you're trying to do a business deal like this. So I have created, I think, a market for anybody who'd like to come up and give them. By the way, are you interested?
I appreciate your enterprise, sir. I really do.
It just seems like, I don't know what the deal between you and your friend over there is, but I mean,
one of them is taller than the other.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not sure, and I'm a man who's quite versed in some of this. How does that affect their need for lube?
Nah, that you asked what their relationship is. One is taller, one is, Geo.
I actually think I understand. Yes, I agree with Lift here. It makes perfect sense to me.
I'm going to need you to spell it out for me, honestly.
Yeah, I'm with the Irish gentleman here. Space Irish?
Spaced out. Nano-Irish.
A small but noble people. Great jockeys, though.
Unrivaled on the space horses. Yeah, no, one of them is named taller, so therefore this one is shorter. That's their relationship. One is tall, one is short. They are just two men creating one equal-sized man by working together.
Pyotr has not yet finished his scotch, but still reaches over Geo and presses the scotch button twice.
He says, well, I mean, I'm not going to force you to stay here, Pyotr, but if you want to get paid and discuss the rest.
Oh, okay. All right. I see we are all in this together for better or worse. I look at Glade.
Right. So, am I concluding my business with you?
It's funny you should ask that, actually, because you're kind of the star of the show.
What? What do you mean? What?
Sorry, that's not fair. You're the co-star. The co-star. Really.
Faith looks like she's recovered somewhat.
I'll aggressively
And then-
slurp on my daiquiri.
As you do that, his eyes kind of travel over the group, and they land on Juno for a minute and then bounce to lift.
No! Yes! I stop aggressively slurping on my daiquiri.
I would say when he says I'm the star, co-star, whatever, like Glade kind of holds her rifle a little bit tighter.
He says, we're not here to hurt you, either of you. If we wanted you dead, we would have just killed you.
As he says that, Juno's like, oh shit, and grabs for her gun. Like, just holds it. Just
And like
holds
Glade
it.
just goes like
holds her arm.
on her arm.
Lift also like...
They both just grab Juno's arm.
Geo just kind of looks at this happening. He says, this seems like there's a story there, to being honest.
No.
We're all in perfect health. Thank you for asking.
Look,
That's good to know.
my job was to bring the faith to you, and that was it.
We had a feeling that if we reached out to you, that a random group who wanted to meet you in the middle of nowhere, that you wouldn't come. However, the Irish witness, he basically pulls out his portable data center, and he has a little video on it, and he hits play.
Things out there, and those bad things want to put things and stuff in between us. And those are evil things. They are evil things, and we don't want their stuff. And it's very sad we all have to be here today in fear, but we have to not let the stuff get between us, the dark and the evil stuff like this. People died, and we have to be strong for them, and we have to get rid of all of this stuff with soul's light. Soul is, oh soul, the light of soul, yes, the light of soul, shining down upon us. And it'll get all that stuff away.
And you guys recognize Juno's disastrous speech at the vigil for the Shinjitsu tragedy.
Pyotr is glaring at Juno and just slowly reaches over and grabs the drink in front of her and slides it across the table.
Notably, in the background of that video, you see a familiar figure in the driver mask of Glade. They're surveilling the crowd, and he puts his portable data center away, and he just says, We've seen you gardener for quite a while, but that was probably the most obvious tell that she was going to be the most reliable way of getting you here.
Where did you get that? Where did you... Can I have that? Can you give that to me? I need to destroy that. Where did you get that?
Sweetie, that's... I just downloaded... That's on the Galactinet.
It's right here, and I pull out my personal data and just start playing it again.
But it's auto-tuned.
Oh.
It's auto-tuned.
No, it's nano-tuned.
Nano-tuned. You're absolutely right.
Nano-tuning.
Absolutely right.
I think I'm going to be... Oh my god. And Juno kind of wobbles back and forth.
Does Scotsman fucking know this?
He just kind of gives you, a little bit of a face and then shrugs. Scotsman is maybe a kind of dubious ally.
Bastard. Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Asshole.
I think he would agree
Fuckhead.
with all those. Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't dispute any of the points of these titles, but he also is effective. He's also very well organized, and one of the main reasons that most of the groups that operate in rebellion of the United Soul Council have weapons and transportation, anything along those lines. He's a complicated man. He's not a good man.
Pyotr clocks us for a second and goes, sorry, rebellion? There is no rebellion against the United Soul Council. This is craziness.
Oh my god, this is a nightmare.
This is a nightmare.
This is an incredible daiquiri.
Pyotr reaches over and presses the daiquiri button.
Thank you, Pyotr. What are we talking about?
I'm not sure what you think we're doing here, but I can assure you that we're having no part in any upstart uprising against the most powerful economic, political, and military force in the galaxy. Writ, the only political, economic, and military force in the galaxy.
Shut up. He wasn't talking to you. So, you're not here to hurt us.
No.
So I can get up right now and walk away.
You could, but there's a way that we can help each other.
How can you help me?
Well, what would you say to getting the memories of your naval service back? And then he looks across at Lift and he says, your old mate there, the Admiral.
Yeah?
He was the one who forced the scribe to wipe your mind in the first place.
I saw his home video about it, yeah.
Oh, so he finally fessed up to you. That's good.
Well, yeah.
Well, she's here.
Oh, that's convenient.
And what if I don't want to remember?
Do you not?
What? Good looks down. If I could forget more.
You'd have to take that up with her. She's not cheap. But I'll make you a deal. Her process usually requires 2 Reapers at a time. They go in together, and they get their memories back. They usually start with one of the ones that's closest to when they left the naval service. Now, you two happen to leave at about the same time. So, if we can get access to that last memory, which is what we need, we'll cover the cost of whatever you want to do with the scribe after.
Wait, you want my memory?
He nods.
No, fuck it. I don't want to remember. Plain and simple.
Well, that does complicate things. The risk to your boy Lift here, if he goes in alone, is a lot greater than if he goes in with someone else to share the neural load. If you do this, like I said, we'll cover the cost of wiping more of your memory if that's what you want. And what amount of credits would work for you? How much would this be worth to you, Glade?
Glade pulls up her data center to remember some things.
I like it. She opens her banking app.
Yeah. Maybe somewhere around 200,000 credits.
Oh. Yeah.
Pyotr's jaw fucking hits the table.
Juno's jaw hits the table.
Not a problem.
That's a lot of money.
And...
Margarita. Margarita. For Lift.
Glade's kind of like tapping her glass. Can I speak with you in private?
Certainly. Shall we? He moves to get up.
Like everyone has to get out because it's a booth.
Right.
Sorry, I just have to.
Shit. Yeah, it's just this whole awkward
Glade,
thing.
if you have to get up so I can get out, if that's okay.
Pyotr tries to push past Glade and Juno while Juno's saying this, just kind of like awkwardly shuffling. When instead of like shuffles past you in a booth and like their asses in your face for a uncomfortable amount of time.
Pyotr, just wait your turn.
They want privacy. I have another business meeting to get.
Someone's tasting the strawberry lube. I see them.
Hey,
Batman.
there is no sampling of the merchandise. You want to? He walks off to go talk to a person.
Alrighty.
So Glade gets up and follows.
Okay. They just
Jim.
steps outside the bar.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. There's anyone around?
I mean, you're kind of across from the security station. They look like they're doing their own thing. Like if you speak in sotto voce, you imagine that it'll be like you won't be overheard very easily. So like there are people kind of around, but you could have like a private conversation.
What do you want from my memory?
That would be telling. He kind of smiles.
This could be a very tricky situation, bringing up my memory and me not knowing what I'm going to remember. Dangerous situation.
Are you saying we should disarm you before we do it?
In a manner?
He just tilts his head to the side like a confused dog.
Fuck. Okay. 300,000 credits, and afterwards, I get everything erased that I want erased.
I believe you'd said 200,000.
I think you heard me wrong.
Make a fast talk check.
Oh, it's such a power move.
Fail.
Fail? He just kind of smiles. He says, I don't think I did. 200,000 credits, and anything you want erased. We'll get the scribe to do it for you.
Glade very hesitantly nods her head. And what's happening with the faith?
I honestly don't really care. We just needed her to get you here.
Right. Okay.
I mean, I don't wish her any ill will.
Of course. Protect her fucking ass all the way here.
I think Juno should take psychic damage, even though she can't hear that.
She just feels like
not the star.
She is not the star.
What do I roll for psychic?
D100. Take a D100 sanity damage. No, don't take a D100 sanity damage.
Good that I don't take it to 170.
Did you roll a persuade roll versus?
I may have rolled a persuade roll.
Oh man. We go back to it. So, Geo, just as you nod, that smile just stays in place, and as you're kind of looking at that smile, you see it like doesn't reach his eyes. Not in the same way that the scar-faced man, his smile didn't. Like that was just this like total divorced from reality or any human emotion. There's something different about the dead eyes that are there, and he just nods back to you.
Actually, one more thing, and you may not know, but would doing this for you guys get me even with the Scotsman?
I mean, as far as I know.
All right.
All right. Shall we fetch your merry troop?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, and then they come back into the bar.
Pyotr's trying to fast talk the guy who is sampling the strawberry lube.
Well, so there's some guy, and he's just there, and he's like, And he has a spoon. He's just eating it like pudding. What's it to you?
My friend, and I come up behind him and put a hand on his back. I see you're a man of tasting, if you don't mind the pun. And this entire specimen here is actually for sale at the moment, and I see a connoisseur like yourself would maybe appreciate. I'm from Seoul, and so I'm accustomed to the finer things. Have you ever had a real strawberry? The finest aphrodisiac in the galaxy, and this vat of industrial lube jelly tastes exactly like real strawberries from Seoul, the home planet.
1 second.
And
he takes another big scoop with his spoon.
The free samples are limited, as a matter of fact. So why don't we pull out our data centers and maybe discuss terms of payment here?
Okay. He's just like licking his spoon absentmindedly. There's good stuff. It's good stuff. Tell you what.
Now, there are other offers on the table, so, you know.
Well, I mean, in the puddle text, it says that,
You're so fucked,
we're the
Pyotr.
only ones who really got any skin in the game on this, so, I'm sometimes dog, by the way. And he puts out his hand to shake yours.
Nice to meet you, sometimes dog. Am I supposed to say shake now?
Only if you want to make my day.
I do not. Good boy. Now.
Oh, my.
Pyotr would be okay with this. Alex is physically recoiling.
Sorry, Alex. Okay. You can X this. That's totally fine.
No, I'm good.
Right.
Well, there are, as a matter of fact, several puddles now. There, almost a whole lake that is interested. And so I would encourage you and your fellow raindrops to move quickly, to flow on this, I guess.
Good. For almost a lake, make a fast talk check with a bonus, guys. You beautiful son of a bitch.
Oh, that is a success, but only barely. Actually, wait, it's a success, not just barely. It's a success.
Okay, on a regular success, he says, okay, well, I feel like the market value for this will be around 1,000 credits, but somebody's eaten a decent amount of it, so I'll give you 950.
That is an interesting offer, and one which does not at all enrage me. I would point out that, market value is relative. And so really, market value, if this was somewhere that wasn't Gizenshaw Station, would be 1,000 credits. But you're talking about transportation costs and the opportunity cost of having to bring this all the way out here.
Shit. You're absolutely right. Pop on a delivery fee. Call it an even 50 credits.
And tip.
51 credits. 1,001 credits.
$1 tip.
Tipping's a socialist scam anyways. Yeah, you've got yourself a deal.
1,001 credits. Shakes your hand, and it's sticky.
But he shakes my hand, by putting up the paw.
Oh, yeah, he 100%. He offers paw, and then he wiggles his butt, extraordinarily fast when you take it. And he just pulls out a cred stick, and he hands it over.
Incredible. Thank you very much. I wish all the best to you and whatever forms of water you end up in next.
I take it kindly. I mean, if you feel like
Goodbye.
calling me a good boy again, and he's that's fine. I'll catch you before you go. You smell nice.
No, I don't.
You have now offloaded the industrial amount of loop.
Pyotr goes back and sits down with a self-satisfied smug on his face at the table.
Hell yeah. Self-satisfied smug.
Did it go well?
It went, these business deals are always a little bit of give and take, but I like to think I took more than I gave.
Proud of you, buddy.
Oh, thank you very much, Lift. That's quite kind.
What did you get for the lube?
I don't want to reveal any trade secrets, but it was above market rate.
That's awesome. That's huge. The dude was doing all sorts of weird things.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
You guys look over at the bar, and sometimes Dog, the bartender's leaned over the bar, and sometimes Dog is just full on licking the side of the bartender's face.
Are we sure that lube was safe for consumption?
No, I'm actually sure it was not.
Okay. Wow, it's hard to look away.
All right. At this point, we'll say that Glade and Geo walk back in. They come back over to the table.
Pyotr, you also fell in a bush drunk? That's... I mean, it's very impressive.
Madam Faith, you're going to have to be far, far more specific.
Oh, I had just had whiskey for probably the first time.
And when
It was not
this
the first
exactly?
time.
Oh, Glade.
Lady, you're free to go.
What?
This is it. You're good to go. Clay looks over at Lift.
Hello.
Come on, let's do this.
Oh.
But Glade, but what about you? I'm not going anywhere without you.
Just go. You're fine. You're not in any danger anymore. So you can go fly wherever your credits lead you to. Okay?
Is that what you want?
Doesn't matter what I want. And kind of defeated, Glade kind of turns around and looks at Geo.
Geo has a very not my pig, not my farm look on his face as he's kind of looking between the two of you. For what it's worth there, Faith, you're not specifically excluded. Personally, I find your ideology and politics repugnant, but if you guys have, formed a little bond, I'm not here to break the band up, so to speak.
There's no bond.
There's no bond and repugnant? Sorry. There are no bond. Oh.
Juno, to remind you, most of us tried to kill each other less than 24 hours ago, so I don't understand what you're so disappointed about.
You remember things completely wrong.
I'm pretty sure my memory is just fine. If I was to score my understanding of history out of 100, it would be around a 55, so I think it's better than yours.
Slightly above market price.
But still above. Oh.
The only one of us who likes everyone here is Doug, and he's just sitting there silently drinking.
He's on the ship.
But I'm also here, and I like everyone.
Yes, but I
That's
assume
lit.
he's silently drinking on the ship.
Probably. Also, there's no need for everyone to look so downtrodden. There may be no bond, but no one said no to the band. Hello. Market opportunity. Pick up an instrument we can play.
I'm not much one for music. I wish you all well, but once this gentleman from... I didn't catch the name of your organization.
Maybe once we're in a less public place.
They don't like being witnessed.
Right. Well, I still have some business with this gentleman, and I kind of kick at the book.
Which is on the table.
Yeah, this is the limit of Pyotr's flexibility, to be clear.
I also like the notion that Pyotr's just weirdly flexible in his hips as well. Just incongruously.
That's what he was doing on the ship. that it wasn't shown is that he was just stretching and
advanced yoga
strengthening
poses.
his hip flexors.
He does actually do Tai Chi.
Yeah.
Which is, I was going to be yeah, he was doing like the crow pose or whatever, but you guys were in 0G for almost the entire trip, so it actually...
I just don't know if I can roleplay this. I can roleplay somebody who lives in space, fine. I can conceptualize that in my mind. Someone who's actually flexible, I have no idea what that would be like.
What a fantastic world. What a
Imagine being
fantasy.
able to touch your own toes. That's fucked up.
Okay.
Anyways.
To that end.
Glade just kind of gives Juno the side eye and is just says again, you're free to do what you want. And turns away.
I thank you, Glade, for everything. I will do what I want. And Juno walks away.
Okay.
This has been The Stars Aren't All Right.
Yeah.
Actual play podcast.
That is the end of season 1. Juno was the main character, actually, as it turns out. No,
I knew it.
Glade has successfully white wolfed Juno.
Go on, get going. You weren't fanging me.
Are you fanging me? It's happened.
I actually kind of feel a little white wolf. But anyway,
Yeah, you've
Juno...
been fanged.
Yeah, Juno will do what she wants to do, and she will walk away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Lift. We haven't really heard a lot from you besides slurping daiquiris. What's Lift doing? I mean, getting your slurp on, nothing wrong with it.
I mean, very rarely these days does a man get to enjoy a daiquiri. Faith has now departed. Glade is seemingly now on board with the whole memory uplink thing. It's just a heavy moment for Lift. I don't normally a bit eager to chime in, but resignated to the fact that, and this may be the first time that I have ever really thought about it, but maybe my memories aren't that great. I was really hoping that I would just remember my friends and think of all the good times that we had. Because I imagine I had friends in the Navy, but Glade is so opposed to her memories that it makes me think maybe they aren't that great, But it's hard not having friends. And so it's nice to try. Yeah, it's just a lot to think about.
For sure. It's a heavy moment.
Yeah, so not much to say when Glade is on board, and for the record, even if the risks were high for me and Glade was not interested in getting her memories back, I would have done it anyways, just to even have a glimpse at maybe some of the relationships that I used to have before it all kind of went goodbye. But now that Glade's on board, I'll just silently go along with it.
And I would say that on Glade's part, after she told Juno she could do what she wants, and after seeing Juno walk away, if anyone notices, Glade looks sad.
Glade is so fucking Edward Cullen.
Yeah, I know, right?
Becca, get out of here.
I sparkle under this mask.
I'm not normal, Becca.
Glade tells Juno to leave, but then trashes her car, and so she can't hang out with other girls, that kind of thing, oh man. That happened in the Twilight books.
It happened.
I was
Did
just
it?
how?
Yeah, he we don't need to get into it.
How much does Brian know about the Twilight books, please?
I read them and I don't remember.
I've read them all.
Yeah, I read them all.
People fucking disgust me.
That's not new.
Okay, Alex.
Get off your high horse, lube man.
Oh,
I see your point.
Anyway, sorry. Thank you for having a real emotional moment that we then immediately just...
Oh, it's fine. It's what I do.
Did what we do. Yeah. Question for Catherine. You said Juno walks away. This is a relatively small station. Just where is Juno going?
Just on the other side of the room.
Yeah, just the other side of it. That's kind of it, yeah.
Are you getting closer or further away from the puddle?
Marginally closer for a moment as I pass the bar, but then I do head through that hallway into the main kind of area.
For sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I with out of sight and out of earshot, and we can figure that out.
You don't have to fully answer. I just wanted to know if you had something specifically you wanted to do. You can let me know. Otherwise, if you're just happy to be she's out of sight for now, happy.
Right now, for what I'm happy with other people hearing, I'm out of sight.
Standing awkwardly by the security desk with that guy we just bribed. Being
That'd be Mike.
Sounds good. So, Juno, having just wandered off, Lift, staring into the distance, Pyotr, 1,001 credits richer, Glade, looking sad, shall we say.
Behind the mask.
Well, I feel like the nano leather allows me to show features behind the mask.
Exactly.
Sad.
I feel
It's
Alex.
not like you don't have the two drama masks and you just put on the sad mask.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah. Okay. And then, so Gio just claps his hands together. He says, well, that was very emotional for all of us, but we have an appointment, shall we?
Let's go.
We shall.
Alrighty. He leads you all out. He's kind of walking in front. His associate Tala kind of following in behind.
And it just goes, but not loud enough. Book, as you guys leave.
Oh, he doesn't. Okay, yeah. He goes to scoop it up and he says, I haven't paid for it yet. Would you prefer to hold on to it until I pay for it?
Yes. I was hoping we could get payment done maybe before you went off on this mysterious mission that involves delving into the minds of these two very dangerous individuals.
We're not going to handle payment before that, but I'm just suggesting...
I will hang on to the book then. That
All right.
sounds good. Thank you very much.
Of course. We'd like to establish
There
trust.
was going to be delays. No, I am not coming. I am staying here with my credits and my drinks and my book.
Good.
All right.
You made me promise to manage the book, so why don't I take the book and you stay here with your drinks and your credits, and then...
Well, I think the situation has changed since then. I think she is happy for me to have the book. I am happy for me to have the book. Juno is... I don't know where. I'm keeping the book.
All right.
Thank you.
Of course.
And he presses the scotch button again.
And then Gio just says, well, then I suppose we'll be back to do business shortly.
Take your time.
All right. Shall we then?
By your lead, Gio.
Very good. He leads you out. Tala kind of falling in behind. They walk out past, like kind of through the main area of Gizenshaw, walking past station security. He leads you back towards the docking bays, actually. Whereas you guys were in Bay B, he leads you to docking bay A, where you can see just above the kind of airlock corridor door, a little LED screen that just says the Papillon. And Tom just rolled his eyes at me. It means butterfly in Francais.
So pretentious.
So pretentious. He goes up to the airlock and then looks at a camera just above the airlock door, and he waves and then steps back kind of like game show host style, and then just ta-da, like kind of presents lift and Glade. So the airlock depressurizes. Thank you, guys. Incredible work. Perfect. That's the final noise, as you know it. That's how you know it's a good one. And then it opens, and you guys are face to face with a Ned Lead. Guns out, and your heart stops for a second before your brain can kick back in, and you see it is just painted in all of these like garish colors. They're just like a riot, a rainbow of colors.
It's gay?
It is now. Yeah, so it has...
Oh, hey, girl!
Hi.
We're going to have to cut that.
No, it's fine. I'm gay.
Leo's so excited.
Comes out the door.
Hello, girlfriend.
I forgot you had that. I forgot you had that in the chamber, dude.
Always on lock.
Hell yeah.
Your nails look so good today. Slay queen.
Oh, man. All right. Yeah, you see this Ned Lead painted now, obviously, in a rainbow. thanks to Glade. Yeah, it has been endowed, and it considers you for a second, and then a kind of like little speaker comes out, and it just says, "I hope you're happy to leave your guns in the airlock."
Absolutely. I don't even have any of them, but you can take my extra one.
Do you not have any, or do you have an extra one?
Shit. You can have my extra one.
Okay, so you have one. Okay, got it. Awesome.
Glade takes off her rifle.
Okay, is that everything?
Yep.
Gun-wise, yeah.
Well, I'm not sure I love how that sounds, but yeah, fuck it. Let's let her book. Come on in. And then the Ned Lead, the speaker kind of retreats back into the Ned Lead and takes a few steps back. And then one of its arms, which is just a minigun, kind of detaches. And you see the barrel kind of hanging there threateningly. And then the Ned Lead, which is more of like almost like a bipedal, like more humanoid model than you've seen in a lot of the Ned Leads that operated in Gate City, hinges at its waist. And then the Gatling gun kind of swings out to the side, and the other arm comes forward and seems to like wave you in like a weird robot butler.
Huh. Never seen a Ned Lead do that.
Very flexible.
Geo, well, we're not dead, so that's a good sign. In we go. And he just he takes the lead and saunters in.
Glade walks in.
I'll follow suit, yeah.
Tala bringing up the rear. You come in. There is kind of like some like thumping EDM music playing throughout the ship. And as you come in, you can see there's kind of this big, not a huge open space, kind of maybe like 30 feet by 30 feet big room with what looks like a couple of hospital beds that are both on an angle and look like they're connected and they're like facing each other. There's a bunch of electrical equipment kind of like hanging down from the ceiling, some of it coming up from the floor. The walls are covered in what look like, computers processing like equipment, blinking lights, etc., etc. You know what I mean? In the corner of the room with just like a bunch of monitors set up, there is what looks like a main control station. And you can see a woman there with her feet up on this desk at this station, drinking out of a can. She has kind of like shortcut, like purple hair. It looks like it kind of like pulled into this like very short little ponytail, just completely covered in tattoos. She's wearing like a tank top and like jeans. It's like nothing really like fancy. She's like, the tattoos actually kind of like come up her neck and some of them like onto her face. Just like piercings, like dozens of piercings in her ears and her eyebrows and stuff like that. And as you guys come in, she just gives you a lazy salute. Hi.
Glade is turned on.
Yep. That makes a lot of sense.
Juno has been gone for 5 minutes. We already have a new love interest for Glade. This is... I don't know how I feel about this.
There was no bond.
There was no bond, my dude. Catherine just gave me the poutiest look. She's like...
I'm disappointed. No, it's all good. We can have a paddle.
Oh, shit. Alrighty. Glade, you can see this person just look you up and down, and it seems like your feeling is shared. But then Lift, you also see them look you up and down. You can see like, all right, maybe some of that as well. And yeah, she just kind of leans back and she says, so you must be Glade, and I know you.
Oh, hi, I'm Lift.
Yes, I know. We've met, actually.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, you weren't conscious. I'm sorry. I don't wipe memories usually, but your good buddy there, the Admiral, held a gun, both literal and figurative, to my head and made me do it, so...
He was a very good buddy for what it was worth.
Yeah.
Was he?
He took care of me for a long time. He may have sabotaged my efforts to regain my thoughts, but he also gave us a ship to do all this stuff. I think, cards on the table. Wins versus losses. He comes out with more W's than L's. I'll call him a buddy. Yeah.
Well, I certainly don't view it as my right to fuck with my friend's brains. I definitely don't erase memories from unconscious people, especially not people that I love. But, you do you. Whatever works for you, that's fine.
Wait, what?
I'm just glad you're here, and I'm glad I got a chance to set it right. It's never really quite sat with me when I did.
I'm very happy I get to set it right too now.
Glade's like looking at Lift like, are you an idiot?
The best of friends are the ones you can trust to keep your darkest secrets. Sometimes even ones you don't want to remember. And the Admiral was a very good friend, and he kept my secret safe.
But you... And then she takes her feet off the desk. She kind of like leans forward, puts her chin in her hands, and she says, you are something new. Glade, that was your name?
Yeah.
I'm Dahlia. She holds her hand out to shake.
Hi.
Shakes your hand. So, what's your deal?
There's no deal.
No deal. Mysterious. I like it. Okay, full disclosure to both of you. I don't like to be coy. Just saying that this is going to be a traumatic experience for everybody involved. So,
Fuck.
Have either of you guys done this before?
Yeah.
I know you haven't. I know. It's my little joke. It's a little joke I tell before, just trying to lighten the mood. So this is going to suck, just so you know, getting your memories back. The Navy, the reason I get the two of you to do it is because that's how the Navy does it. I don't know if you knew this, but all Reapers are discharged in groups of two because erasing the memories can cause somebody to go crazy. Sometimes they'll do it, and if it's easier for them to release them in groups of one, and that's when you hear about the veterans going psycho and hurting a bunch of people. So, I'll need you both to lie in the chairs. Have you guys heard anything about your past or anything about what you might have done during your service?
No.
Good. That's honestly great. If you guys had preconceived notions about what might have happened to you, that's not great. What's going to happen is I'm going to plug you in, and you guys are going to relive the most recent memory that you had before your memories were wiped. It's almost never a good one, and I'll tell you that right now. I'm being glib about this. I've seen a lot of these Reaper memories, and I didn't have to live them. And it was bad enough just seeing them. I just want you guys to go into this with open eyes and knowing what's about to happen. Not all of your memories are going to come back at once. Your brain is used to not having those memories. So it's not used to looking for them, to referencing them for information. Your memories will all come back, usually unexpectedly, sometimes as dreams, sometimes as flashbacks in the middle of your day. After this process, take the time you need. Take some downtime. Don't fuck around with that. Let your brain recover. Okay? I
had Glade's a little bit like flustered and a little panicked. I talked to Geo there and became an agreement that you could erase my memories after this.
Oh, she just kind of like narrows her eyes, and you can see her like for a minute her eyes flash and her entire body like tenses up. And then almost as if like a dog responding to its owner's body language, you can see the Ned light just kind of, and the weapons kind of like tense up for a second. And then her eyes flash to Geo, who just kind of like shrugs and points to you. Her eyes narrow and she looks at you. And is that what you want?
Yeah.
Okay. Were the memories that I'd be getting rid of from before you got your implants?
Yeah.
That's tricky. It's not impossible, but erasing memories is not exactly my forte. So it's possible I might get some that I'm not aiming for. And it means that you'll have to tell me exactly what I'm looking for.
Okay. Well, if you erase memories, at what point in time does this happen in the process? After recovering my memories. Oh, fuck.
Will she need a buddy to have her memories erased?
It would make it safer.
I'll be that buddy. If it makes it safer for Glade, I'll tag along for the ride.
Okay, I'm back to liking you again.
You didn't like me?
I don't like people who make room in their life for shitty people who fuck with them, but you also stand by the people in your life, so I'm on board with that. You're complicated. I like complicated. Well, these gentlemen here have an arrangement with me where they get access to that most recent memory. But
are these memories recorded? How do they access these memories?
I will be recording this, and she kind of like, she points to all of her things, and she's like, all your cybernetic base implant does is translate what your brain is telling your body into code. And that's what tells your cybernetic implants what to do when you think something. That's how you can activate your cybernetic implants just by thinking or by doing, by feeling. What that also does is it means that I can take that code and I can translate it into video, audio, what have you.
Is Geo standing like right there? Like he can hear everything we're talking about?
Geo and Tala are both in there.
My stipulation is that when my memory's recorded, it's only you here that sees it right away. I don't want them here.
Done. And you can see Geo just go, well, that wasn't quite the deal. And she just looks at him and she says, I think the lady just made up her mind, actually. When her memory gets erased, you're not here, okay? You can see Geo just looks like he's going to object and then looks over at the Ned.
Sorry, I meant recovered.
Oh, recovered?
Yeah. Like when it's first recovered.
And she goes, oh, when it's first recovered. Okay. They do, to be fair, this is going to be a little tricky. That first memory that's recovered, they have asked for it specifically. That was their price for covering my fee for restoring your memory. That very first memory. To be fair, they did ask for lifts specifically. So it'll take a little bit more effort on my part, but yeah, I can try to cut out yours. I can do that for you.
Glade nods.
They want my brain. Geo, you sneaky fuck. Why do you want my brain?
You saw something rather important. And what you saw, and then she goes, hey, shush, shush, shush. I'm not trying to be a dick, dude, but the more you know about your memory, when you go in to relive it, you're going to be reliving it as if you were there. It's going to feel present and in the moment, but part of you knows that it wasn't in the moment. And the more of an expectation you have going into it of what you're going to be seeing means that there's going to be more dissonance between what's actually happening and what you think should be happening.
Spoilers.
It can fuck you up. It can fuck you up very badly. I only tried it once on a guy who thought he knew what he did in the service, and it did not end well.
Okay. Geo, never mind. I'll talk to you afterwards when I know the answer already.
Very good. Now look, about us not being here, that's not what we agreed to.
You didn't make any agreements with me. You made an agreement with Glade. And if it's my memory you want, you're going to listen to Glade. She's private. She wears masks. Give her some fucking space, you dick.
I love Lyft. You can see Geo and Tala look at each other, and you can see them like almost seem to have this like unseen conversation before the scribe kind of bursts in, and she just says, I don't know why you guys are pretending like you have a decision to make. It kind of sounds like the decision has already been made. I agreed to share with you what I agreed to share with you. If they don't want you here while this is happening, you're not here while this is happening. And then you see the Ned Led just kind of take another step forward into the room, and you can see them both just kind of raise their hands. Geo goes, all right.
Thank you, Geo.
Of course, we'll be just outside. Holler if you need anything.
Okay.
They step off, and then here I go, okay, all right, they're gone. Well, if you want to be alone, I feel like you should really have the option. Juno, you said your name was? They're gone. You can come out now.
What?
Thank you, Dahlia. I was a little suspicious when the Papillon landed directly after us.
They called me in once you guys had landed.
Thank you. You told me I could do what I want, and I have this strange compulsion to want to protect you.
Oh my God.
We may still have a massage train.
The team! No, Glade, do you want her gone too? I can tell her to fuck off as well.
I was actually, but no, Liv, I was actually talking to Glade. But then you said a thing, and then I responded to you, and then
I intruded. I'll turn around and talk to the Ned Led, the colourful Ned Led.
But Glade, I know that you protected me for a long time. Now it's my turn.
Oh boy. Glade runs her hand through her hair, looking disgruntled and shocked, and she starts pacing back and forth, not knowing what to do.
It's okay. You can relax a little, and you can remember what you want to remember, and we can have you forget what you want to forget, but you also can do what you want to do.
Okay. I really, really don't think you should be here when I see my memories. I really don't think that's a good idea. It's for your own safety.
If you're worried about safety, we can find people to help us, but I think you'll be okay. I believe in you, Glade.
Fuck. Glade gets into the chair.
Asteroids.
I knew it.
You climb into the chair, and then the scribe comes over, and she reaches under the chair, and she holds up, kind of pulls out these restraints, and she shows them to you. She says, based on what you just said, I'm leaving
Mommy.
it up. She goes, Don't be a tease. Look, it's up to you. I don't know if you can tell, but not a big fan of doing things without permission.
Oh, consent. Nice.
Yeah, kind of a big deal, yeah.
I want that as a ringtone.
I want want that as a t-shirt. Hell yeah. Nice.
Lifts graphic.
Yeah. Which I just, every time Lyft speaks, I just see it in cursive.
Yes, totally agree.
100%.
Glade's like, okay, so just to clarify, is there like some like big screen that's gonna show the memories or something like when it's happening? Like, I just want to know if Juno would see my memories.
It does look like there is a big screen, but the way Dahlia is looking at you, you get the sense that like, I don't know if I've actually told you her name yet. As far as the scribe is, looking at you.
You have.
I have. Okay, amazing. This is fucking.
You're good.
Fever brain.
You're doing great.
I mean, you said her name and I forgot it the second you said it.
Incredible.
It's fine.
Well, now you know it. So now that Dahlia, her name is out, and you look at her and you get the sense that, like, as far as she's concerned, I don't know what's going on, guys. I'm as
Dahlia's
shocked.
out and proud.
I'm
We know what's going on.
Michael.
Whenever I say words, I'm as shocked as the rest of you. So
Today's attempts at inclusivity are brought to you by Robitussin.
yeah, today's attempts at inclusivity are brought to you by like a fucking grumpy old white dude. Like, I'm trying, guys. I'm so sorry. Like, please forgive me.
You're
anyway,
so good.
Here's the deal.
Yes.
Her viewing of like this whole process is about you two. And so whatever the fuck you two want is the way it's going to be in her mind. And you can just tell that like no roles necessary. Like, she's made that very clear kind of right from the jump.
Okay. So Glade's like, okay, Juno can stay, but she doesn't see my memories at any point.
Okay.
And just put the restraints on.
Okay. All right. She puts them on kind of like one at a time. They're very comfortable. They not in like, I understand why you guys think this. Not in like a weird perverted sex way. I know who I am.
A fuzzy handcuff. Way?
It's like it's fuzzy, but it's like a considerate fuzzy and not like a fuzzy. You know what I mean?
Like a lambskin leather cuff fuzzy.
Exactly. That's exactly what we're talking about. It's not. This is none of this nylon bullshit. None of this is just like straight up nylon.
Yes.
Nano lambskin.
Nano lambskin. Yes, exactly. None of this nano nylon bullshit.
A little nano lamb actually just runs across the room.
Oh my god.
It's followed by a house hippo.
Shout out Canada.
Shout out Canada. Shout out 90s Canada.
Yes.
Hell yeah. All right.
This is so chaotic.
Yeah, it's fucking. This is a whole mess of a thing.
This is the fever dream episode.
Canadian content, check.
Yeah, exactly. We should apply for a grant.
Where's our $50,000 CBC? Huh? Thanks, National Film Board. Get on this shit.
Except, like, both C's, when we say it, stand for cum. It's
and there goes our funding.
There goes our funding immediately. Alrighty.
Anyways.
Just fucking back to the deep this emotional thing that we're trying to do. All right. She puts her restraint on you one at a time. Every time she puts one on, she kind of like stops, checks in with you. Like, it's just like this little like visual check-in. Just like, yeah, cool. Okay, sweet. Puts one on, puts the next one on until both your hands and both your feet are restrained. You guys can read into that what you want, you sick perverts.
No, I'm just saying you're very lovingly and detailed explaining to people how to experiment with bondage play. Like, you should teach sex ed, is what I'm saying.
I agree. I don't think they said come near enough when I learned sex ed, if I'm being honest.
I think Miss Frizzle should
Miss Frazzle. Miss Frazzle should definitely All right, I can't do it. Damien, this is on you. We'll do a sex ed version of Clerp and Blurp. All right. So she goes to Lift's side and she gestures to the bed.
Goodbye, Ned Led. I'll go to bed too, I guess.
What does the Ned Led say? I can't do Microsoft Sam like you can.
Goodbye, friend.
And it just kind of like raises its gun in a salute. Is it the Helldiver salute? Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Super. Okay. Yeah, I'll go to bed. Does it look like I have not been paying attention? Lift. Tom has been paying attention. Lift has not. Does it look like Juno is allowed to be here, or should I tell her to fuck off?
I leave that up to you, because you heard the thing. Like, it sounded like, well, actually, was this Tom actually not paying attention? Because that's
fingers are now pointing.
Yeah.
No, Tom was actually paying attention.
Okay, well then I leave it up to you what Lift interpreted as what.
Okay. give Juno the big side eye.
Lift.
Yeah?
I think it's important.
For who?
Well, good question. I am going to stay, if that's okay with you.
Oh, really? I don't really give a shit.
We have tried to actively work on memory recovery with you in one-on-one sessions.
Cars are like, that was all you, baby.
We did figure out cars together.
Okay.
Yes.
But I'm not really protective over my past or what I look like or the things I saw. I'm actually actively trying to pursue those things. Glade, on the other hand, very protective. So,
my God, let's just do this.
Okay. You're staying. Don't look at here, take my pocket crackers.
I just imagine them completely crushed.
Oh yeah, they're fucked. They're so fucked. It has been so long.
Find us.
Excuse me, handcuffed Alia lady. I too need restraints. I brought so many knives onto your ship.
Yeah,
Just
no, I saw.
Staggering amount.
It's a lot. I'm not into it. All right, cool. Yeah, here. Let's do this.
Thank
and
you.
she ties you up.
Woohoo!
It's hot. No, I'm just kidding. She ties you up very, again, similarly, like looking at you, making sure it's okay. She starts plugging in a bunch of like cords and stuff. And then she starts with you, Lift, and she brushes a bit of hair back kind of just behind your left ear. And she has a needle. She just says, can you take a deep breath in? Okay, exhale. And the minute you start exhaling, you feel this prick. And there's this kind of like shiver. And this ice cold, like prickly feeling just like spreads throughout your body. And your vision kind of blurs for a second. She says, okay, we're good. She does the same with you, Glade. And she brushes your hair back. She says, take a deep breath.
Glade takes a minute.
Take your time. Juno comes forward and offers her hand. Sorry, I just saw Catherine do it. I'm not railroading, audience.
Glade looks the other way and takes a deep breath in.
Huge. She says, okay, exhale. And then immediately there's that same sensation, kind of shivering sensation pops over you. Your eyes unfocus for a second. And when you refocus, you can see the hand is still there.
Glade does nothing.
I understand. Dahlia just kind of pulls out a personal data center and seems to be like looking at a few readouts. This is okay. We've got you both. She walks back around and she hits a button and she says, you guys are going under. Okay. Can you count backwards from 10 for me? Both together? 10, 9, 8,
7,
6,
5.
And then lift. Asteroids.
Nice. Okay, good.
Alex and Catherine.
Hi.
If you check your phones, you've both been emailed some stats. First Lieutenant Sidar Kanto, you open your eyes. As you've opened your eyes hundreds of times before, you see the top of your bunk. As an officer, a pilot no less, your bunk is much nicer than most of the grunts, but it is still a bunk. This is still the Navy after all. You get up. You stretch on the mirror in the tiny little vanity that nonetheless betrays that you are an officer, as you know you are on a spaceship. The mirror reflects your image back to you, and an itinerary pops up. It's relatively short, but it does list a mission briefing, urgent, with Admiral Colonor Knox and consultant. And you prepare yourself for the day, rinse your face, get your uniform on. As you're looking at your reflection, there is this weird moment of dissonance because the man looking back at you is not the one you usually see in the mirror, but it is the one you usually see in the mirror, but it's not. And there's this kind of weird moment where present Lift is fighting the Lift who was experiencing this memory when it occurred. And then you hear a voice, you hear Dahlia's voice very quietly just say, this is part of it. This is part of the process. I usually start with a memory or reflection for this reason. Just take a minute here. Make a power check for me. Or sorry, make a sanity check for me.
Are we sure it's not power?
We are.
That's a failure.
A failure. Okay. Take 1 point of sanity damage. Just, it's okay. It's okay. And then like your heart rate elevates for a second and you kind of start to panic and your hands grip the sink for a minute and then whoosh, things kind of stutter, and you're just getting ready for your day as usual. Then put on your uniform, and you step out into the common area that you know your squad, your elite squad, has set aside for them in the battleship that you guys currently are operating off of. In this common room, it's a combination of like a mess area and a gym. And right now it seems like several of your troopers are, using their natural strength enhanced by their cybernetics just to see how insanely strong they are. They're bench pressing at the moment. And a memory comes back to you of them finally cajoling you into doing it. And you just kind of not even coming close to the strongest member of your unit. And as you come out, they yell, "Come on, LT! Come on, LT! It's big lift! It's the big lift! Let's go!"
I've lifted enough. You did it once,
Oh,
okay?
come on,
I don't
big
need
lift.
to be reminded about my scrawny chest, all right? Everything is fine.
All right, LT.
No, you know what? You've impressed all the lads already. I'm impressed. You look amazing. Keep going.
Hell yeah. Ooh,
Yeah,
you hear that, boys? That's praise from an officer. Ooh.
Yeah.
And as they keep hooting big lift at you, a little realization pops in Present Lift's mind. That's where the name came from. You see two Reapers that you've been working with for quite a while now. Now, Alex and Catherine, what are the names of these Reapers? And what's their regional accent? I'll give you an opportunity. Flex your acting muscles. Let's go. I gave you guys no warning about this, FYI.
Ladies first.
Oh, thank you. Oh, hi.
Hell yeah.
Knew it.
Hell yeah.
I only got one other accent. And it's just a continuation of my actual accent. Hi. My name is Dot. What else you need to know, Keeper?
What's Dot's specialty as a Reaper?
Dot's specialty as a Reaper is...
She doesn't have to be on that list. You can pick something that's not on that list.
Oh, it's okay. Dot's specialty as a Reaper is definitely more so snaking. She's pretty small for a Reaper, but she's pretty agile, pretty dexterous. And she can kind of infiltrate into spots where she's not generally welcome.
All right. Hell yeah. Kind of like a forward scout kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Tight. Alex.
Yeah, good morning there, Lieutenant. It's Trooper Gord Bacardin here. I know you said we had to scrub the bulkheads, and we scrubbed the fuck out of those fucking things, right? But some of this shit is rusted on here, right? So unless we've got like a electro power washer or some shit like that, she's just not going to come off.
Fucking right. And then what's Gord's specialty?
So Gord got hired just like a rifleman, right? Because just shooting stuff just back like on the farm in
fucking right
in Nova, Saskatchewan there, eh?
Hell yeah. Just gamer bud.
Gord mostly shoots stuff.
Like fuck potato cannons,
just fucking beauties.
Just fucking rocket potato cannons, fuck shoot squirrels.
Absolutely. Gord's not really much for education or mental games or whatnot. Didn't have much of those back in New Battleford.
New Battleford?
New Battleford.
Hell fucking yeah. All right.
The only thing Gord really misses is the bunny hug he had back home.
Aww.
Got left behind.
For our non-Canadian audiences, a bunny hug is also known as a hoodie, or specifically one of the ones with the pouches, the kangaroo pouches on the front.
That's what fucking city folk call it. We all know it's called a bunny hug.
Yeah, fucking right, bud. Obviously,
Figure it out.
Fucking figure it out.
I've lived in Canada my whole life, and I've never heard that.
Never heard that?
Never heard the bunny hug?
I feel like bunny hug is specifically a Saskatchewan.
It's only a Saskatchewan thing.
It's a Saskatchewan thing, yeah.
Okay. This is the Canadian version.
Yes, this is a very Canadian version.
How do you all like wearing your buddy hugs in your toque?
Yeah, just fucking rocking the toque, bud. Just fucking giving her. Holy fuck.
It's not a beanie, it's a toque. I will fight you.
If you need some Canadian context, you should watch the show Letterkenny.
Yeah.
And this will all make a lot of sense.
Shorzy or Letterkenny.
Shorzy or Letterkenny. Fucking right. Absolutely. We don't think they're sponsored the podcast, but here we are. Oh, Trailer Park Boys is also quite good.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
All right. You see these two Reapers that you frequently work with. I would say Gord and Dot, you guys know that you have a mission coming up, but you don't know any of the specifics. The LT might have some information for you.
Not hitting the gym, either of you. Can't say I'm surprised. Gord?
Well, fuck me, sir. I've been trying to get this shit off the bulkhead for about 3 days now, and she's just not fucking coming off.
Gord,
so.
you know what the problem is, right? You're applying moisture to a metal surface over and over and over again. You're making the rust, you fucking idiot.
Sir, it's a controlled atmosphere, and with all due fucking respect to your lieutenant, like, you've asked me to get this shit off with a fucking toothbrush.
You did it 2 weeks ago, Gord. I understand that you're a hardworking man. I respect the hell out of that, but you got to stop washing so vigorously. We don't need it to be that clean.
First off, Lieutenant, I've never been accused of washing vigorously before. That's just never something that I've ever even heard, so I don't really fucking know what to do with that. And second off, don't want to be insubordinate here, sir, but you've also given me somebody from the side of the United States who seems to think that moisture is a good word, and I disagree.
You know what? Far be it for me to assume the difficulties from which you have been hailed, good sir. Do keep at it, and if you find a way to get rid of the rust which you have created, let me know, and I will requisition the appropriate equipment to alleviate your difficulties, sir.
Yeah, hard knock on that there, sir.
All right, I'll come back with mission deets as soon as I can. Gonna go see the Admiral. Dot, anything?
Do you realize that you've put me in with this ridiculous person where he thinks that he has to turn off all of the humidity in the room in order to do whatever the fuck he thinks he's doing, but all my curls and my movement and my dext, like I can't move the same way in a dry environment. Do you understand what this is doing to me as a person, as a reaper? Do you understand that this is just hurting me?
You're feeling less languid. Totally get it. Dot, I feel like there's a crossroads that we've come across here between you and Gord. Gord, very dedicated to his job. So are you. We have to, merge the minds here, like all the homies in the gym. Eventually you have to lift together to succeed and, excel beyond and so forth.
Lift, I understand that. I know where you feel the most comfortable, and I know that that's a part of the whole mystique of you, LT, but I need to get out. That's my thing. That's my bread and my butter. I need to be snaking around. And you gotta send me on a mission. And I heard that there might be something coming up, but sir, I just need to know, what can I look forward to?
I can't help but notice that you have doubled down on the whole desire for moisture thing. Butter moistens bread. I get it.
I think you're stretching there, but that's fine.
I don't really stretch at all. That's your shindig. Moral of the story is this. I am going to a meeting right now. We've got a mission coming up. I will get you out in the field as soon as I can, I promise. You'll get out there, you can do your whole creepy crawly thing, and then we can get our boy here shooting again, less cleaning. And we're all back at home, safe and sound, doing what we're comfortable with. Is that okay, Dot? Can I go get more information before you go stir crazy?
Yeah, you can get more information.
Okay.
Where is this meeting happening?
Probably with the Admiral, wherever he is. I haven't really checked. I was just going to wander until I saw the big man.
And you're going to wander to your meeting?
As I always do.
There is a
room to contemplate.
A kind of alert goes out.
Shit.
And over the intercom, it says, First Lieutenant Lift, please report to the bridge.
Bridge?
First Lieutenant Lift, please report to the bridge with your driver.
My driver?
And so you go over to one of the doors of the common area, and you knock on it, and it opens. Glade.
Sir, what can I do for you?
You heard the intercom. I'm running late again. I've lost track of time. I'm cajoling with the homies. Sorry, subordinates. We need to go to the bridge. We have a debriefing with the Admiral.
Right away, sir.
Thank you. Lift is fine. Don't need to be so formal. Yeah, follow me. We'll go.
Right away, sir.
Making our way downtown.
You guys make your way to the bridge lift. As you see Admiral Knox, there is that weird dissonance again. This time you're more ready for it, so it doesn't quite shock you. But as you walk in, you can see him there, alive in the flesh, for both the 8th time you've seen him this week, and also the first time you've seen him alive in a long time. And so there's this kind of like strange emotional dissonance there, and it kind of like stops you in your tracks for a second. And Glade, as you are looking past, as you're kind of entering this room, you look and you can see in a screen that's been turned off, you can see your reflection and you see the butterfly mask, and there is that moment of dissonance occurring for you. Go ahead and make a sanity check for me, please.
Oh, shit.
I just rolled a 1.
Jesus. That is the first one we've got in this podcast.
Oh my God.
Holy shit. Not the very first one. We've gotten ones before, but that's a fucking
I'm like so
huge.
sane.
You're so sane.
That's
It's actually,
a clutch
you know
one.
what? Gain a sanity. Gain
Yeah?
a sanity. Yeah.
Where'd my pencil go? There it is.
The panic.
I like to imagine at this point, like Glade isn't conscious, but Juno had grabbed her hand.
Cute. I'm going to say no, but that's cute. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Yeah.
Adorable.
That's so fucking adorable.
Brian coming in like an anti-ship missile.
Yeah. Just destroying the fan art. Guys, you gotta create room for the fan fiction. You gotta leave room for the fan fiction.
It's only us writing our own fan.
Yeah, exactly.
An anti-ship missile is so
This is
good.
what you get and you like it.
Catherine goes home after a section and just immediately gets onto like
Whatever, yeah, the fan fiction sites. Oh, God. Anyway.
Horror.
Let's not go into what those are.
I know. I was realizing I was going to give too much away.
Anyway, don't Google Catherine's name. That's what we're getting at. Anywho's, yeah, so you see that. The thing that causes the dissonance at first is that it's a butterfly mask. It's a different pattern than the one you wear now. And at first, that causes this sense of like deep unease because you don't recognize the pattern on this butterfly mask. It does still cover just as much of your face as the current one does, but then there's this like feeling of comfort, like, and that the thought occurs to you without connection to a further memory yet of just being like, oh, I have that one back. And that's this kind of comforting notion. And that's what brings you back to center.
Okay. Okay.
You guys, you see the Admiral there. He salutes.
Return the favor.
That's not how. Let's back up. No. The junior officer starts the salute. The senior officer returns it.
Alex, it's 29. I'm sorry, it's 28.99. You can leave your backward shit. You know, here maybe. No, yeah, absolutely. It's fine. I don't give a shit.
Gord will not stand for this.
That's what
Gord is old school army.
Wait, is Gord there?
No.
Okay, let's recap that this Admiral wearing wheelies, we've established. He salutes you, which is unorthodox. There, you happy, Alex? You happy? Okay, well, Alex is unhappy, which means that I've done my job as a keeper. So he salutes you, and he gestures you over to this big screen, like kind of table screen, and he wheelies around to a control panel for it, and he says, "Thank you for coming, Lieutenant, Sergeant." And he nods at Glade as well, and he says, "Okay, we have the brief on your mission from our consultant. You guys are going to be hitting a cell of the witnesses that has dug in deep in the middle of Shinjitsu."
Oh, shit.
Fuck. All right.
This is...
How deep are we talking here?
They've set their base of operations up in the middle of a residential complex.
All right. And is this quick and quiet, or are we going in a bit more concussively?
I'll bring in our consultant. And he kind of, you can see, you know the Admiral well enough because you worked with him enough. You have a deep rapport with him. You've seen him nervous a lot. You've seen him like scared in like a battle sense quite a bit. But there is a strange terror. It's almost like if you've ever seen like a horse shy away from something that it thinks is a snake, like something that it just does not understand or understands on a very deep level. And you can see this, the kind of like the whites of his eyes show, and his kind of like his whole body language seems to turn away, but he gestures forward as this man steps up. Catherine was just making a bunch of gestures at me. It is not a man with a wide-brimmed hat and a scar on his face. It's a very, very handsome man. Like diamond cut features, chiseled jaw, Pyotr Gaius Maitland, big dick a swinging. No. Yeah, we're bringing it all in, guys.
Sit down.
Bringing it all in, guys. No. A very, very handsome man, features sculpted, wearing a blood red suit, and he steps forward and he says, "Well, hi there, y'all. I'm glad to finally meet you. Lieutenant Lift, I have heard much about your exploits."
Thank you, consultant. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. May I ask what exactly it is you have us doing today?
Well, I have a bit of a ticklish situation that I would appreciate if you, my compatriots, would help me resolve. And he gestures to the Admiral as if the Admiral is like an errand boy to pull up the display. And a schematic of Shinjitsu, a three-dimensional schematic of the city of Shinjitsu, pops up. And he says, "A terrorist group known as the Witnesses has come across some rather sensitive information that I would appreciate being recovered and destroyed before it could be disseminated. Believe me when I say that this information, if released, could threaten the fabric of the United Soul Council's rule over the Promethean Highway."
Noted. So you require the information to be destroyed.
Yeah, so we need to make sure that it is not only destroyed, but has not been disseminated to any other parties.
What happens if we determine that the information has been disseminated?
My friend, don't worry about it. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
My team is highly specialized and I care deeply for each and every one of them. We're going to cross the bridge now. What happens if that information has been disseminated? Will it affect me and my team?
Make a power check for me with a penalty dice.
Yikes.
Oh, shit.
Success.
A success.
In fact, almost a hard success.
Almost a hard success. Okay, hell yeah. Make it with 2 penalty dice. No, I'm just kidding. You feel this pressure on your mind as he stares you down. And you hear the Admiral say, "Lift." And then as you look at him, he's looking at you wide-eyed. The Admiral is looking at you wide-eyed, pale and sweaty, and is just slowly shaking his head.
I'll nod towards the Admiral. Very well. Out of our control, beyond our scope. You just want the original information dealt with.
Yes, I sincerely appreciate your compliance in this matter. And I appreciate that your squad means a lot to you. From my understanding, Glade, a lovely, lovely driver here, has only joined you recently, but has been performing quite well.
Sir, thank you, sir.
You are quite welcome. We have our eye on you, Sergeant Walker. Very impressive. And you as well, Lieutenant.
My success is owed to my team.
Of course. We all work together. That's why we're here. My compatriots, my compadres, my friends. Now, let's get into the meat of the mission, shall we? Now that we've...
Please do.
Soothed any ruffled feathers. I need you to move into this system. And you guys know that in the ship you guys are on, you are in an adjacent star system. It says, we have captured a civilian ice hauler. You are going to commandeer that vessel. You're going to land in the city of Shinjitsu. We will be not but 2 hours behind you. Your driver is going to bring you to the base of the building. that from our intelligence, the witnesses have heavily fortified. You're going to blast your way in. You're going to destroy all the information. And then you're going to evac as quickly as possible. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Now, I want to be clear. They have situated themselves in a heavily populated civilian area, which is unfortunate, but that is not the responsibility of the Navy and should not be considered the responsibility of your team. Your first priority, before anything else, is to destroy that information and prevent that information from being disseminated to other parties. Am I clear?
So civilian casualties are to be anticipated?
Unfortunately.
Then yes, you're quite clear.
Very good. I so love having conversation with friends and compadres that just understand me so well. I'm so lucky to have someone like you in my life, Lift.
It's a privilege to serve.
Make an intelligence check, Lift.
That's a fail.
On a fail, yeah. There's something very familiar about this voice. Can't quite place it. Actually, Glade, go ahead and make an intelligence check for me as well. I think Alex has figured it out, judging by the look on his face.
I think I have too, but
yeah.
That's a fail.
Fail, okay.
We're good.
All right. He says, now, we're not going to send very many of you, as from your reputation of your team precedes you. So I think no more than 5 should be sufficient. We expect you to face no more than 40 to 60 adversaries. So you should be more than capable of dealing with them by yourself.
Very well. Who am I to argue with the intelligence?
Indeed. What a good attitude to have.
Do I get to choose the members of my team for this assignment?
Of course.
It's a foregone conclusion that the sergeant will be with us to deliver us to the objective. Do we have any information about the armaments that they possess?
From our information, mostly small arms.
Noted. And is there a clear path, or has any other form of reconnaissance been performed?
Ye of little faith, my friend. And he taps the display, and a building schematic pops up, and you can see there is it looks like the building doesn't actually have like an elevator. This is in obviously like a poorer part of the Shinjitsu city, and it looks like the command center is at like the very top of this building, up like a set of winding stairs that are kind of at the back of the building from the building's one of 3 entrances.
All right, but we're entering from the ground floor according to your plan.
Yes.
We'll make it work. I know the individuals who I wish to take.
They're good.
Is there anything else, consultant?
Hey, I don't want to be a stranger to you. If this goes well, I suspect we will be working much closer together in the future. My name is Michael. Michael Wormwood. I'll let my note takers take their notes.
Yeah, the silence is all the scribbling down.
Very well, Michael. Hopefully, when this is all said and done, we all leave very happy with the results.
I certainly hope so. Best of luck, my compadres.
I'll look over to the Admiral again just to gauge his pallor.
Still seems like kind of pale, forehead sweating, just kind of like wiping at it with a handkerchief, and then just gives you a nod.
I will smile.
He tries to weakly return it for a second, but it falters almost immediately.
Michael, you picked a good team. We will do our very best to accomplish this mission within the allotted parameters.
Wonderful. Oh, that warms my heart to hear.
Anything else? Or may I be dismissed to go rally the troops, as it were?
Nothing else. I will send the schematics for your APC through to your driver.
Thank you. Admiral, consultant, bridge at large. I'll give a prompt salute and head out.
The Admiral salutes you, and just as you're about to leave, he says, We'll be right behind you, Lift. We'll be right behind you.
I know. And I'll walk off.
Glade does her salute and follows behind Lieutenant.
Alrighty. Dot, you overheard all of that.
I did. As pleasantries are being exchanged, Dot runs off and hides. She doesn't want Liz to see her, but she wants to be able to follow closely and behind him once it's safe.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
She fails.
It is a spaceship. It's a big spaceship, but it's a spaceship nonetheless. As you are leaving, Dot just in the middle of the hallway.
Panics.
You can see Dot just about to duck into a side corridor.
Shit. Dot, get your ass out here. Walk with me. We're moving.
LT, yes, LT, sir.
What did you hear?
You know I could do it. You know I could get in there and nobody would have to die.
Dot.
You know I could do it.
Dot.
You know it.
I know you're the best choice. Just keep walking with me. We need to make distance.
Yes, sir.
I know you're excited. I know you're antsy. I know you're the best choice. They don't give a shit about who's the best. They want the job done no matter what the cost is. Do you understand?
But I could do it. And nobody would have to get hurt. And you could let me go in first.
Dot. I want you there. As soon as we get back to the mess area, I'll kind of stop and turn about before anyone else takes notice, and I'll just square away with Dot. Dot, I want you there. Me, LT, lift, big lift. I want you there. I know you're perfect.
Nobody really calls you Big Lift. You're the only one who calls you Big Lift. But it's beside the point. I understand this is very intense, but I just want to be...
Aside, Big Lift, Dot, okay?
Yes, Big Lift.
Thank you. Jeez.
It's kind of a power trip, but yes, Big Lift.
The power lifters are the ones who call me that.
I'm sure they do, but
besides the point. Dot, I want you there. I know you're perfect for it. I know that if you do what you do best, we might not even have to kill anybody, but there are details that make that very difficult. And if you could see the way that the Admiral was acting, you know that people are going to die no matter what we want. The people who I bring with me may not be coming back. Do you understand that?
You know I don't care about coming back.
I care about you coming back, Dot.
That's not what we're here for. That's not why we're Reapers.
I became a Reaper so that no one would know where I came from. Everyone has different motivations. I don't really look into why you became one. All I know is that you're a phenomenal person. Our little team, our cohort, are great people. Reapers be fucked. All of us are good at our jobs, but we have lives after this, lives that I want to see every one of you fulfill. I don't want to throw those lives away simply because you're the best at what you do, and I can risk that for any odd purpose, Dot.
Dot storms off for just a second and goes into the other room, and she grabs Gord by the wrist. And she drags him back in front of you and goes, Gord.
Yeah, sir, this the borderline insubordinate behavior I was talking about, you know. It's your fucking platoon here, sir, but like this is just a soup sandwich.
Well said, Gord. Dot, what the fuck are you doing?
Lift, we're your team. We're in it whether you come back or not, whether we come back or not. You've gotta trust us. You've got to put it in. We're both antsy to leave and do something real. And if we can get in there, Gord can handle all the back end. I can sneak in. We can do it in and out, no problem. And then your contingency plan, we can do that. But we can do whatever this fuckhead wormwood guy wants. But
you understand that, though, right? You understand that, Dot. This isn't coming from the Admiral. This isn't coming from a person who we've trusted before many times with our lives on good intelligence, on good missions, on good quality of character. This is a consultant. A consultant for the people who brought us out here on the promise of cybernetics and a good life. Fucking Gord is trying to clean rust off of a ship with fucking water. It's not a good life. It's fun because of the people we know. I'm not willing to sacrifice those people. I have a hard time committing to this. There are many strong individuals on the ship who I could take with me. I know they were specifically asked for the team, so I believe that my hands are bound no matter what I do. Dot, Gord, Sarge. I'm going to call you Sarge because you prefer the whole hoity-toity shit. You're going to be coming with me as soon, and I do mean as soon, as everything starts to go tits up. You get the fuck out. You rendezvous with Sarge and you leave. As soon. You are particularly observant, Dot, and I'm trusting you with this. I don't want you or Gord getting caught in the crossfire when things will go poorly. We're in a heavily populated civilian district. I can't risk all of you for a mission for a random dude named Michael. What a stupid fucking name, Michael.
I couldn't agree
Jesus.
more. LT. I couldn't agree more.
So, sir, you mentioned the mission here. Are we going to have some type of time for battle procedure on this, or is this just one of those things where we get in this, ABC with the sergeant who never talks? Why is she still wearing a mask anyways?
She's more comfortable.
None of your
with it.
fucking business.
Well, what she said, good. People are comfortable with different things. Dot likes sneaking around, even though it's fucking cameras everywhere and everyone can see her sneak.
They can't always see me sneak. I've figured out a way in the station to sneak around where they can't even see me.
On the ship, we see you sneak.
You can't prove that.
Okay. Gord?
Yes, sir.
Anticipate danger close. Bring full gear. I want your full complement of weaponry. Prep for close quarters combat. It will get sticky. Dot's going to do her best, but it will get sticky. This is a promise. And I say that because Michael doesn't seem like the type of chap who wants us to get in and out cleanly. I made it very clear to ask about civilian casualties, and he seemed far too exhilarated by the concept that civilians will die in this, and I'm not too into that. So prepare for the worst.
Yeah, hard copy, sir.
Wonderful. Dot, same to you.
I don't like these.
Dot.
I think I could do it, but I understand.
I know you can do it, but I'm telling you right now, this is not going to be a clean mission. This is going to be a rinse your hands in the sink of your sins type of a mission.
Inspiring words, sir.
Thank you, Gord. I'm known for those things. That's why they call me the Big Lift.
Yeah, sir. I don't know if nobody really calls it. I don't know if
I was trying to tell him earlier, but he wouldn't listen.
Yeah, but this is your piss poor dressing department here, Dot. I mean, that's why the officers aren't listening to you.
Sarge.
I will smother you in your sleep.
Both of you. Brief break.
How attractive is Dot? Like, how am I supposed to react to that?
Dot is pretty cute. I think Dot is very petite, but like real curly red hair and and little button nose and lots of freckles and I think pretty cute.
All right, Gord goes just beet red.
Yeah.
Just beet red. Yeah.
I'll visit you tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to get back to the bulkhead here, sir. It's got to get finished if we're going to go on mission here.
Yep, good. I understand you're standing at attention. Go do your thing. Now is neither the time nor the place. Permission to go scrub the bulkhead or whatever you call it. Sarge.
Sir.
You and me. Dot, fuck off.
Before Dot walks off, Glade makes eye contact with her and gives her a knowing wink.
Hi, Sarge.
Dot, fuck off. Don't let the wily charms of the masked woman entice you unless you want to. That's up to you. I don't give a shit. But fuck off for the time being. Go fuck off.
She's awfully mysterious.
Sir, that's fraternization. There's policies on that.
Go on. Go scrub the bulkhead. Fuck's sake. I just need a moment with the Sarge, okay? Jesus. I don't care what you do. Just fuck off for the
It's
time
the same chain of command, sir. It's clearly against policy.
Go on. Go
Sir.
scrub the bulkhead.
Permission to shoot him in the ass.
No. We need that ass.
Yes, we do.
Dot! For fuck's sake!
You hear Gord swallow in the next room.
He's a country bumpkin. He's uncomfortable with this. Leave him alone.
I think we gotta go. I think somebody's calling me over here.
It's me.
I'm gonna run.
Fuck off. Jesus Christ. Sarge.
Sir.
Very important. Very, very important. You're part of the team. You've been doing great. They seem to know that. They have keen interest in you. I hate to sound cliche. I really do. But shit like this never works out. It doesn't feel right. Things will go bad. Okay? You get them the fuck out as soon as they do. Do you understand?
Sir.
Good.
Glade nods.
It would drive me crazy if that bulkhead was never cleaned properly. We need to get him back to finish that job. It's been like 3 months. Insane.
Sir, permission to speak off the record?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Permission granted.
Are we actually doing what that shithead Michael said?
This is the price of success, Sarge. Unfortunately, our little gung-ho gang here is too good at their jobs.
Fuck him.
I agree.
God, I hope he never has offspring.
He is too handsome for that. He'll probably just, think himself so superior that he never breeds, which would be for the best. We don't do these missions for the people who ask us to do them. We don't do them for the Michaels of the world. We don't do them from the Admirals of the world. We get orders, and no matter where they come from, we do them so that the person standing next to us gets out.
Well, then let's do this with 0 casualties, sir.
Yes, Sarge. That's the idea. But when it goes tits up, you get Dot, and you get Gord. The fuck out of Shinjitsu, do you understand?
Sir, yes, sir.
Good. Grab your gear. We've got to go hijack an ice freighter, I guess.
You get the text mission brief from the Admiral. So the ice freighter is waiting in the hangar of the battleship. There is a private message just for you, Lift, from the Admiral, and all it is a radio frequency. It's an unofficial one, and it just says, for when it gets fucked.
I love Dot. If I could kill Juno and can keep Dot, that would be really good.
Give Catherine the opportunity to play a Southern Belle, and away you go. All right.
I love Gord. Okay.
Yeah, fucking Gord. Yeah, I kill all of your characters just to have Gord
I'm
around
just
more.
going to continue to bitch about how none of this is like the real army. By the way. That is going to be Gord's only personality trait.
That's fair. I've met 1 or 2 guys like that in my life. Alrighty.
I also love Gord.
I don't know how disorganized and fucked up it is. It could be the Canadian Air Force. From what I've heard, it sounds pretty...
It's getting too accurate
the
here.
fucked up nature thing on point.
Yeah.
The
All I
war
mean-
crimes,
The
that's
fact-
Canadian military history, baby. Like, we're all about the
Geneva
war
Convention
crimes.
was a fucking checklist of World War One.
For the Canadians especially.
World
Yes.
War I was dicey.
All now we just need submarines that go down and never come up.
Yeah, I think our APC should not work.
You bought it from the Lithuanians and it just broke down. Yeah, 100%. In any case, none of that shit. You guys, you gear up. So for Lift and Glade, your skills, loadouts, everything like that can remain pretty solid. I would say Lift, you would have an assault rifle, you're not just down to your knives. And I would say you'd probably have skill in it as well.
Cool.
So
I'll mark that in a different color of pen so I know how to delete that later.
yeah, totally. So I would say that you can just put generic kind of firearm skill there, and we will have it use.
Yeah, do you want me to roll for it?
No. I'll give you 60, 30, 14.
Okay.
Damage is 2d6 plus 4. Also, Glade and Lift. For the purposes of this mission, you both get 2 attacks per round. Your movement speed is increased. So your movement speed will now move up to 10 if it wasn't 10 already. All of your fighting checks will be made assuming your visual combat cortex is always on.
Do we get bonus damage?
you do get bonus damage. You're going to get 1d4 at least bonus damage if you didn't already. That's not to your firearms damage.
Yeah, it's just a bonus damage combat.
Exactly. So as you guys are gearing up for the mission, all of the Reapers have, like, once they kind of have taken their uniforms off, they have what they call the yoke. The yoke is basically kind of like a steel and wire mesh that sits on the back of your neck and it almost seems to be like grafted into your skin and then kind of comes up to the base of your skull. When you guys are getting ready to go, you are loaded with the aqua belly. Aqua belli? Alex, you do Latin, right? What's belli in Latin? How would that be pronounced?
Belli.
belli.
It's the idea it's like water war. Like
yes.
Bellum. I think it would be aqua belli.
Aqua belli. Thank you. Aqua belli. Once again, classing up the podcast. Yeah, you guys get juiced up with that. It is a substance that's kind of a very dark yellow with lines of pure black kind of like swirling through it in little vials, and it is administered very carefully by the ship's doctors. It's kind of loaded into that mesh and in these like little glass vials that kind of crack, and then it seems to like spider out through that mesh and feed into your skin, and you just feel like this energized clarity, like you're moving twice as fast as usual, and movement. What are you looking at? What are you saying?
So cocaine.
Yeah, a little bit like cocaine. Yeah, for sure. A little bit like cocaine, except without the part of cocaine that like fucks you up. So more like, I guess, like amphetamines. It's very, very, very amphetamine. You guys get into the ice hauler. You make your jump. Sorry, go ahead.
Gourds is just Monster Energy drink.
It is just Monster Energy. That's exactly it.
This is how we used to do it.
Yeah. Fucking right, bud. So the fifth member of your crew lift, what's his name? His or her name?
Sidebar, I full on thought it was going to be Doug. I was like, no, it's all connected.
Let's say... Can't find the
media literacy, everybody. Come on.
The fifth member of the team will be Tracy.
Tracy. Is Tracy he, him, or she, her? Or they, them?
I'm going to go ahead and say Tracy is they, them.
Tracy, they, them? Okay. Thank you. Hell yeah. Can they be your heavy gunner?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hell yeah. You guys get into the ice hauler. You make your jump, and as you are making the jump, you can see you are orbiting the star, and you can see this battleship. It's actually a battle cruiser, so it's a light patrol that you guys are traveling with. Admiral Colinar Knox has handpicked you guys specifically. Your primary purpose, this like light patrol, is kind of smashing terrorist cells. So there's this phrase that comes through your mind, which is that you guys are too good at your jobs to be wasted fighting the tide. But the memory of what that is doesn't resurface right away anyway. As you are preparing to jump, you can see as the ice hauler is kind of connecting to its small puny gate, you can see the battle cruiser connecting to its huge puny gate, which, just kind of like completely surrounds the entire ship and dwarfs your ice hauler, the puny gate alone, as they are also preparing to jump just hours behind you. You jump into the Damasu system. As you jump into the system, the star is not
all right.
It's not all right. It's
hell yeah!
We said it. We did it.
We did it, guys. We did it. The star is an orange, like an orange light star. So like Earth's, like I think it's K class. But on the orange spectrum, it tends towards red, and there is a strange red pulse to it that almost seems to like draw your eye. Your eye keeps being drawn back to it unwittingly, and you can't. And it's just this like almost strange psychological phenomenon that you're able to overcome relatively quickly when you jump into the system. You turn your ship away and you start heading towards the planet Kakusoreta that Shinjitsu is based on. Break atmosphere, and you land. The map Glade for you comes up. You begin driving through the city. The APC is not a subtle machine. What is your plan of attack here?
Stop 4 blocks out. No, scratch that 6 blocks out. We're going to let Dot go ahead.
Sir, I won't let you down.
I know you won't, Dot. Just remember, it's not about the mission today, right? It's what we always are about. It's about the person beside you, okay? You're beside all of us. Get yourself out if things get hairy. Okay.
You got it.
So, a few key things. We're expecting heavy resistance. We do have a good team to deal with it en masse if we were all there, but if you get caught alone, you're fucked. Quiet is key. If you can, try and access the roof in any which way possible. That is where our target relies. It's at the top floor of this building. Resistance is going to be heaviest at the bottom where the main entry is. Get to the top if you can. If not, find another way for us to get in. This vehicle is too fucking obvious for anyone other than the Sarge and for Tracy. Tracy is going to be our main point of contact on the main floor and clear the way of all hostiles when we are trying to exfiltrate and infiltrate. Do you understand, Tracy?
Sir, yes, sir.
Great. Good. I want you on the building
sir.
across the street. You'll be leaving with Dot. Heading out early, finding a good spot where you can set up and do your thing. If you have an opportunity, please set up explosives along the road and outside, while avoiding civilian casualties if and at all possible. I will be going in the main entryway once we arrive with Tracy. Sarge, you're on driving duty. Make sure everyone gets out safe.
Do you not want me entering with you, Lieutenant?
She could be useful.
Sir, if I may, I will say, Sarge, you're badass with a rifle, but we might need her at the wheel.
That's what I was thinking. With Tracy covering the entrance, with Gord covering the windows from a higher vantage point, and with Dot going in and scouting things out ahead, I should be able to clear my way through and make my way upstairs and deal with the objective.
Respectfully, I'm just going to sit in the car?
No, you'll be covering Tracy.
You know that the APC does have like a cannon mounted on top of it that you can control with your cybernetics.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
You'll be covering Tracy.
Leah's in now. Cannon? Yeah, okay.
Moral of the story is this. You may have noticed I'm deploying all of you in such a way other than you, Tracy. Unfortunately, your nature has the better of you here, where you're all more or less tucked away. Shit will go sideways. It always does. Well, when we're working with consultants, it always does. So, this time, be extra prepared for it. Dot, I swear, the first sign, get the fuck out. Do you understand?
I understand.
Good. Gord, you see anything, you're on comms. You let us know right away. Do you understand?
Yes, Lieutenant.
And I'm not too worried about the resistance within. Keep your eyes peeled for things beyond our scope. Sarge, make sure the vehicle is ready to go. You actually have the most important job of all of this. You are more or less the trigger man for getting away, while some of us are still intact. If you have the chance to save even one of us, make it happen.
Sir, yes, sir.
Good. We all know our roles. 6 blocks out. Dot, Gord, head off. Go find your targets. Stay subtle. Cake yourselves in grime and shit. We're in a slum. Want to fit in. We will move forward when we get the signal of all clear, and then it's more of a smash and grab from that point on.
Dot leans down and grabs some dirt off of the ground, stands up, and then hits it onto Gord's head.
It's worth noting you guys are in like Reaper battle kit, which is not subtle. I imagine you could pull.
She still does it.
Yeah, I'm not saying you can't do that. I'm just saying, yeah, something to bear in mind. Something to bear in mind.
Yeah.
There's a little gram for you. Nothing you're not used to.
Yeah, sir, respectfully, I don't think the camouflaged approach is necessarily going to work here.
Probably not. Use the back alleys then, but move quick. I know you can.
Yeah, Axer.
Okay. As soon as you're in position, Gord. As soon as you're in position, Dot. Dot messages Gord. Gord messages us. We're there in a heartbeat.
Sir, yes, sir.
Good shit. Let's do it. Everyone gets out.
Gord reaches over and unhooks the latch on the APC door, opens it just a crack, kind of pokes his head out, and then just pushes it all the way up into this desolated fucking street with like dead carcasses of various animals and like a barrel fire, and then like some type of shadow just flits somewhere away. And he takes one look at it and goes, yeah, fucking after you there, milady, eh?
Gladly.
As you step out onto the street, in Shinjitsu, known for their production of actual like live protein, which is, you know, livestock, cattle, that kind of thing. This part of the city, as Alex endowed it with now is like where a lot of that butchery occurs and where a lot of the like wastage ends up just kind of getting like piled before it gets, reprocessed into manure and stuff like that. So the smell is pretty significant. However, for that reason, there's not a lot of people to witness you as you move into the more populated area that the witness's base is. Both of you guys go ahead and make a stealth check. Both of you can do it with a bonus dice.
Oh, fuck. Good thing. Very good thing.
Hard success.
Hard success. Okay.
I don't have a stealth skill.
Use your brawl skill for it.
That is hard success.
Hard success. Hard success for both of you guys. You make it in. You can, as you guys are kind of like sneaking up, you move into like the more populated area, and it's easy enough for you. Like, Reapers can move as fast as a lot of cars most of the time. So you guys can move like blindingly fast, cover to cover, that kind of thing. When you're moving into the more populated areas, to these kind of like trained gunmen, it becomes very clear to you, the difference between kind of like random refuse and rubble in the road and fortifications. And around the building that is your target, you can see it has been like deliberately fortified with like concrete barricades.
LT, this situation already isn't looking great. They know, somebody's really holed up here.
You can actually patch him through to your optics.
Here, take a look.
What do you think, Sarge? Can we punch through that?
Punch hard, punch fast.
Should be no problem, Dot. We'll keep moving. Thanks for the intel.
Sir, yes, sir. How you doing, Gord?
Yeah, 3-1 Bravo here. Just a reminder on the voice procedure for everybody. Using names over the net's non-professional. Besides that, security.
Right.
So.
God. We've been over this.
Fuck.
Alrighty, corn cob. You got it.
God damn it, Dot. For last time, I told you we don't fucking grow corn in New Saskatchewan. It's wheat and canola up there, all right?
God. Get in position, provide overwatch.
Yeah,
Gord, I swear to God,
acting.
I'm going to kick your ass after this mission. Shut up.
See, that's the type of leadership
Once
I was
again-
hoping for from the non-commissioned office corps, and I'm glad to be finally getting it.
Thank you, Sarge. But reminder, we need that ass.
Why
Yes,
does everyone keep
we
saying that?
do.
You guys are way too horny. We just need to, let's just go. Come on. Let's
Tracy.
You're right, Trace. You're on grounded.
Tracy, you've been around long enough to know that this is the procedure. We keep God's ass safe no matter what the cost.
Thank you for
precious.
grounding us, Trace.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, I'm going
3-1
in.
Bravo in position.
Gee, thank you, God.
Gord, as you move up the previous building, could you make a spot hidden check for me, please?
That's a fumble.
Okay.
Humble.
You're good. You make it up to the top of the building, the opposite building, to the target.
All call signs appears clear.
All right, thank you, God.
Dot. What are you doing?
Dot kind of looks at the barricades around and kind of moves her way around the building to try and find an entry point. Does she find one?
Yeah. So it looks like there's a main entryway that's kind of facing the street. Let's say the main entrance is facing north, which is the street side. On the east and west sides of the building, there are entrances, and there is no entrance on the south side of the building.
Alrighty.
The south side of the building is where the staircase that leads up to the top is.
The south side?
Mhm.
Okay, so our staircase is there. We're coming in from the northwest?
You'd be coming in from the northwest.
Okay, so our barricade is there. Our barricade is there. Okay, I slip in through I kind of move around back and probably slip in through the west entrance.
Okay. Make a spot hidden check for me, please.
What am I using for spot hidden?
Spot hidden.
Intelligence or education?
Let's say use intelligence.
That's a hard success.
Hard success. As you're trying to go into the west entrance, you can see just above the door, there is what looks like a security camera installed. It seems to be active.
Gord, I have an active security camera, west side of the building. Can you help me?
Yeah. 1 sec. I gotta wait for a guard to move over the east side. And he waits for the guard to move over. And he's gonna try to take one shot with the rifle to take the security camera.
Okay. Go ahead and make your firearms check.
That is a 4.
Hell yeah.
So that is an extreme success.
So,
That ass.
That's why we need that ass,
That's
dude.
why we need
It's all
that
about having
ass.
the right body position. You wanna get the rifle.
And then no
Really
matter
settle
what that
into
position
it.
is, you squeeze your cheeks.
That's how I'm pulling the trigger, actually. It's just,
So with Gord's fucking dumpy in the correct position, yeah, there is this little cough of sound from, I'm presuming, your suppressed rifle.
Please, yes.
Yeah. And no, it's a Barrett 50 cal.
No, it's actually it's an enloudened rifle.
yeah, there's a muzzle brake on it. It's fucking like so loud. No, the security camera, you can just see shatter.
Thank you, darling.
Good job, team. Keep moving.
That moves in.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
That's a 2.
This is really making me feel like we are an elite team.
Yeah.
Like,
Good.
I feel very elite right now.
It's going to go so badly in a second here.
Sweet. Dot, kind of quick as a flash, you make your way over to the door. You manage to open it, kind of peek inside, and you can see there are, it looks like about 6 guys in this portion of the hallway that you can see, all armed with assault rifles. They don't seem to be at like high alert yet necessarily, although you can see one putting his hand up to an earpiece and just kind of like listening. What's Dot doing?
Would it be reasonable to think that Lift would have collected shiny rocks prior to his memory loss?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What skill would I have to roll to throw something at somebody or throw a rock?
I believe Alex put it the best in a previous episode where he said,
Swimming.
if only there was a skill specifically for it is the throw skill.
Yeah, but you gave me strength, con, size, power, dex, education, intelligence, and sanity.
Yeah.
use education.
Yeah, use education. Now,
I would rather not use education.
we'll say use the PEW skill for throw for you.
Okay.
What are you trying to throw?
There's 6 people. They're all in close proximity to each other. Can they all see each other?
Yeah,
There's a door on the other side. I'm on the west side. There's a door on the east side.
correct.
And
What did
there's
you- Yeah, no, never mind. Yep, sorry. There's a door on the other side. Yep, you got it.
and there's a door on the north side.
Correct.
Are any of them open?
Not from what you can see, no.
I throw a rock straight at the east entrance.
It is a big building. I would say with Reaper, like a Reaper throw, you could do it. Usually I would put a penalty dice on just because of the length of this throw. But
Is it just one open room? Are there any corners or anything?
no, it's corridors. So basically there are like 2 corridors. So you can't see the north entrance. This is like a big apartment building that we're looking at, right?
Okay.
So you can't see the north entrance from where you're at. I would say you can see the east door, but it's like in the distance.
Okay. I understand.
Does that change your plan at all?
I want them looking in the other direction. So if it doesn't go straight to the east door, if it does some kind of like ricochet off of places, so then people start looking in the other direction, that's all I'm looking for.
Gotcha. You're pulling a Last of Us game mechanic kind of maneuver, yeah, where you throw the brick or the bottle or whatever.
Yeah.
Must have been the wind.
No, it must have been the wind. Yeah, exactly. All right, yeah, that's how people work. Go ahead and make a throw check.
They're NPCs. NPCs
This
are
is
NPCs.
And it's the Nano Reagan podcast. We've established this. It's fine.
That's a failure.
A failure. Okay, I'll let you push the roll if you would like. However, if you fail, they instantly spot you.
So what happens if I fail? Do I get to know that before I decide?
I just told you. If you fail, they instantly spot you.
Okay. Okay, let's push. Oh, these are bad stats, dude. I succeed.
Okay. The rock kind of like whizzes past them. Maybe 1 or 2 in this group of 6 are quick enough to even register that something just whizzed past them before it bangs.
As soon as it hits something, I'm running up the stairwell.
They're between. Okay, wait. No, sorry. Okay. The stairwell is in the middle of the building. You don't have access to the stairwell from where you are.
I thought you said it was on the south side.
Yes, I did say it's on the south side, but there is no door on the south side.
Okay.
There's a door on the east side, the west side, and the north side.
And the stairwell is exterior or interior to
Interior.
the building? Interior.
Interior.
How does one access the interior stairwell from the ground floor?
There is a like interior door that will. So there are 2 corridors that lead to where the stairwell is, essentially. There's the main corridor that comes down from the main entrance, and then there are the 2 corridors that come from the east and west sides. So you would have to run past these guys to get to the stairwell. They are between you and the stairwell that leads up. That being said, there are rooms off to the sides. You can get into the building easily enough.
Okay, get me into the building and into that southwest room.
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Done.
No problem.
Deal.
Yeah, you're in there.
Nobody's in the stairwell that I can tell, that I can see, that I can hear.
As you were running in, you could see there was the 6 guys on this team kind of like had whipped around, all their guns up, and you can see in the distance, it looks like there's another team of 6 on the other door, on the east side door, who are also now whipped around and focused in this direction. And you've managed to make it, and you can kind of hear one of the guys, the guy with his hand to his earpiece, yell out like, "We've lost a camera and there's movement inside.
Okay, I'm running.
Shit.
To the stairwell, running up.
Shit.
Through the guys?
Well, I'm in the side room.
Okay.
Change my map. I drew a map based on what you said. This is tricky. Change my map.
Yes. Okay, well, you drew a doorway to the stairwell in.
You said there was a doorway.
That's true. I did. I didn't say from the southwest room. I said from the corridor, but that's okay.
Corridor room.
Do you have a complex interpretation of inside space that you want to represent over an audio medium? We can help. Call us at The Stars Aren't All Right.
I do believe it was an episode or 2 ago where Catherine gave a physical description of the space. It was 2 episodes ago, and you described the ship.
Yeah.
And you actually described the physical space of it. And I was like, that's the only time a space has been accurately described on this podcast. It's not my strength. It's not my strength, guys. I'm gifted in other ways. I'll tell you what, there's not a door into it, but there is one of those like windows that's like, you know, and like they have in schools where there's like the grating, there's like 2 planes of glass, and there's like the metal kind of shit. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yep. You know, there's like the wire and the glass. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, there's like the fucking shit and, you know,
Brian
whatever.
has signaled that there's been a touchdown, a foul ball, and taxied an airplane in trying to describe what the fuck is going on.
I'm not great at describing physical spaces, okay? We play theater of the mind for a goddamn reason. Jesus.
Okay.
Actually, it would be better. I should just draw out shit on a grid.
So there's at least like a window that I can...
You can try. You can try to barrel
Tell
through.
me how I get to the stairwell.
You would have to go back out into the hallway. It's the easy way. You could try to break through this window, but it would take like some fucking doing.
Oh, I'm putting myself in such terrible situations.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's Dot.
That's classic Dot. We've had
Classic.
9. This is the 9th episode we've had with Dot, right? So we're just like used to it by
presume
now.
that I still have the feed from her optic implant.
Yeah, for sure.
Lift.
I see this shit going down. All right, we need noise, and we need noise now, or otherwise Dot's fucked.
So I can make noise.
Sarge, drive us in there and start firing that turret at the front of the building. We need to drive everyone out to the front. Tracy, get ready to provide covering fire should Dot need a quick exfil.
Fuck yeah.
I'm going to go right in the front as soon as the doors open.
Got it. On your mark.
And we're going now.
Support feels like a warm hug.
All right.
Gord, get ready to lay down Overwatch, preferably on individuals at the top of the building so that we meet less resistance as we break in hard and fast.
Gord.
Jesus
You
Christ.
said we were
Gord.
using names. I'm using... This is what you guys wanted.
Gord, for the love of God, do what I say. Fuck's sake.
Glade, go ahead and make a drive check with a bonus dice. Actually, make with 2 bonus dice.
Wow.
Goddamn.
It's a
15.
hard success.
Hard success. Hell yeah. Dot and Gord, you guys just hear this roaring engine as Glade just whips the APC like it's like a freaking race car kind of around a corner, just Tokyo drifting style, as the cannon is also like staying tracked in the same direction, the same plane of movement that the APC is moving, smashes through these concrete barricades, because this is a big heavily armored machine, and just comes like screeching to a halt right outside the doors. Now, instead of going to initiative and kind of going through combat, because I think that'll slow us down a lot, what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to go around the table, and we're just going to kind of do this like cinematically. So Glade, we'll start with you. You have like smash through these barricades. Your consciousness is kind of split between driving the vehicle, and driving an APC, like a naval APC, is not exactly the same. Like, there are physical controls there, but it's mostly you plug in your cybernetics and you are driving this thing with your brain, essentially. So your vision is this kind of like expanded thing where you can actually see 360 degrees around the APC because of the cameras, and you also have the turret. So your consciousness is kind of split between like this kind of 360 awareness around the APC and also targeting the turret at the same time. What are you doing?
So I broke through a barrier.
Broke through the barrier, no problem.
Broke through a barrier. Is the door to get out of it, like at the back, on the side?
There are basically exits on both sides of the APC and at the back as well.
I guess, where are you guys situated? Where are you going to hop out?
Whatever side is closest to the northern door.
You said you guys were coming from the northwest. We'll say it's on the right.
How about the right-hand side? Or I will be helping out the right-hand side. Tracy will be providing covering fire from the other exit.
Okay, well, I will, like, once I break through, I'll screech the car to a stop with it wherever lift is getting out to face directly to the door.
Sure.
And if I see any enemies, I'll start shooting them with the turret. If not, I'm just going to blow down the door.
Totally. And you can see some guys, they're kind of immediately highlighted in your HUD, just kind of rushing towards the door, just like hearing the sound. Your cannon just lights up, all the cameras blur out for a second, and then the doors are gone, and there is just this red smear that was these guys in the front hallway of the building. Lift, the doorway opens, or the door to the APC opens. You dive out, Tracy with you. You hear glass breaking above you, and on several floors, several like combatants lean out and just start opening fire at you. Glade, you can see them all tagged on your HUD. Gord, you as well. What are you doing, Gord?
We're just methodically moving from the back of the building towards the front, making sure that the people furthest away from where the field of fire, like where the devastation is happening, are being taken care of first, so that there's converging fields of fire, driving everybody into a kill zone, kind of at the center of the building.
By the book. You can just hear this, like, well, actually, you can't hear anything, because I'm assuming you still hear a suppressor on your rifle. As you look up lift, you can just see some of the guys in the corner, there's this puff of red mist, and they just start dropping out.
At the same time, Gord is also saying, see, I was kind of thinking it was a waste of resources to have an NCO driving the APC, but now I see it was a pretty good idea.
Tracy steps out and just goes, "Shut the fuck up, Gord. This is my favorite part," and unslings their minigun. And then in that center of the field of fire, just aiming up at the top of the building, just spools it up and just leads this line of fire that just like sets the front of the building almost aflame, just with like the sheer volume of bullets that are like traveling that way. Dot, you can just hear like screaming like, "Shit, the whole bottom floor team is down, bottom floor team is down, fuck, hold the stairwell.
Good job, Trace. That's my cue. And I start to take off out of the room, into the stairwell, and up the stairwell, and I draw my rifle.
Okay. You encounter, it looks like, as you are entering, there are like 5 or 6 guys who started to spot you, and they started to shoot at you. Are you just like returning fire?
Yeah, let's return fire.
Hell yeah.
Reaper.
That's an extreme success.
Extreme success.
I got a 9.
I think we saved all of our fucking sick rolls for not our character.
Outcome.
Meanwhile, Pyotr can't put his fucking pants on without taking sanity damage.
Elite team. Hell yeah. You,
Admittedly, we are not an elite team normally.
So as Dot is like kind of blurring up the stairs, there are these, your HUD isolates these muzzle flashes, and then there's this kind of like syringe entering your veins kind of feeling, as like your blood runs cold, but in almost like this pleasant way. And then just easy as pie, your rifle feeling like it weighs nothing, and just pulling up, trigger pull feeling like nothing, just and those muzzle flashes disappear. They are no longer a problem. You continue up the stairs. Lift. You are in the door.
Yeah.
There is another team of, it looks like 6 who were kind of like surprised as Dot had kind of rushed past, and they turn and they start opening up on you.
I will use the magazine in my rifle and just fire away at the team for starters, using obviously my optical array.
Hell yeah. Firearms check, bonus dice.
That's not great, but we have a bonus dice. That's much better. So, success.
On a success, you manage to like easily, you take out half the team, Tracy stepping in behind you, and they're just like, take out the rest. And they're like pushing forward. They're like, LT, I think Dot's on her way up.
Good stuff. I'll haul ass after Dot, and if my magazine is empty, I'm just going to flip the rifle around and hold it a bit like a baseball bat. So the first person I see, I just crank them on the head.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So, going back to Gord, as you are picking off all these people, and there are people like shooting at the APC, you look up at the top of the building and you see a team run out with a rocket launcher, and they are one of them sets it down, and the other loads it in, helps the guy get it up as they start to approach.
How many people in the team?
There are two guys in the team.
2-person AT team on the roof taken out now. That goes over the radio, and I'll take first shot at the one who is holding the launcher.
Okay, firearms check.
Oof.
You have an optical array.
Yeah, so make a bonus dice. Yeah.
Oof. It's a fail.
That's a fail. Gord doesn't fucking miss. Let's be clear. So you call that out on the radio, you sight your rifle, and then your audio HUD just like notifies you. There's this kind of like alert that spins around behind you. The door to the roof bursts open. That failed spot hidden check. An enemy fire team runs on to the roof. You are totally exposed. They all raise their rifles. I'm going to make some firearms checks against you.
Like onto his roof?
Yeah. They also had people in the building opposite. That was the failed spot hidden check.
All Gord says on the radio is, "Fuck, contact, Bill in the northeast."
Did Gord just say contact? I can go back down. Gord, you gotta get out of there. We got somebody to take you out of there. You gotta get down.
The radio comes on and blocks the channel for a little bit, and you just hear gunfire and Gord going, "Fuck, fuck, fuck."
I made 6 firearms checks. 4 were successes. 1 was an extreme success. Over the radio, there is this chatter of gunfire, and then Gord's radio goes silent, and you get a little alert at the bottom of your HUD of Gord's heart line just flatlining. You hear Tracy go, you motherfuckers! And then you can see Tracy switch the magazine. They have like a backpack magazine, and they switch it to armor-piercing rounds, and they just start like from the stairwell, just lighting up the entire fucking building.
Tracy, you're on
Fuck these motherfuckers!
Tracy!
Fuck them all!
Tracy, you're on exfil. Keep your eyes peeled. Dot's coming down. Sarge, light up the top of the building with the turret. I don't want any of those fuckers getting out, and I don't want anyone finding Gord's body. You hear me?
Oh,
you're Sarge. Yeah, you're Sarge. Yeah.
Ranks are tough.
Sorry, what do you want me to do?
I need you to level the building with your turret.
Which one?
The building that Gord was on.
Sorry, yes, sir. Aim my turret at the building that...
This is presumably after you used your turret to kill the rocket launcher that was, threatening.
Yes. Oh, if they're on there, yes.
For sure. He failed a shot, unfortunately. The building, as you just kind of go left to right across the building, methodically, you can just see all the structural supports start to collapse. The building collapses. Your HUD, not knowing how to distinguish important loud human noises from what you might not want to hear, you hear the screams of the people inside as the building collapses. Dust, a cloud of dust, much higher than the APC, just stretches out, blasts through the doors of the building that you guys are in, and shoots up the stairwell. As Reapers, you guys are unaffected.
So you're saying we have cover?
You have all the cover you might need.
Over the radio. Dot, get the fuck back down into the truck right now.
But
Dot, get the fuck back down. And I'm going to drop my rifle and take out 2 long knives and use the dust to run up the stairs.
All right. Dot, make a listen check with a bonus dice for me, please.
Listen would be intelligence?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Success.
you hear two voices. One just going, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? It's like, well, we need to do this. They can't get through us, man. They can't get through us. It's like, if we use that shit, we're no better than they are. Yeah, but this is more important. It's like, you can't control them once you call them in. It's not up to us anymore, man. Just hold the door. Just hold the fucking door.
Lift. Something's going on. Something big's gonna happen, and I can just tell. I can hear them talking about it. I gotta stop them. And some of us don't have lives to go back to.
Belay that. Get back in the fucking truck. I'm right behind you. Please.
What's Dot doing?
She's gonna push through.
Dot, just tell me where to shoot.
Bursts through the door of the top level of the building, and you see there's one guy kind of right in front of you with a knife in his hand, and the other hand is kind of like smeared against the wall, and as you look at him, he drops the knife and pulls a pistol and aims it right at you. Go ahead and make your firearms check with your bonus dice.
Can I make a dex and try and grab his arm instead?
Yeah, you can, for sure.
Success.
Success?
Yeah.
You manage to push his arm to the side. What are you doing?
You gotta stop. This is what we're doing here. It's not gonna help anybody, and the people have already died. And you know what? We can take you somewhere safe. We can be okay, but you don't gotta do this.
He just looks at you, and you realize, you have this moment of realization, he can't see your facial expression because of the mask that the Reapers wear, and the modulated voice that is specifically designed to dehumanize the Reaper's voice takes any of the persuasion that you might have made out of your offer. And you see him, as you push it aside, the hand aside, he can't fight you. He just goes, you have no idea what the fuck is at stake here. And he bends his elbow, pushes the gun back towards his head, and shoots himself. As his blood hits the wall, your vision tracks to it, and you can see all down the corridor these strange sigils and shapes that he has drawn with his own blood. And as his blood hits them, the shapes seem to pulse and then be sucked into the wall itself.
I've never seen anything like this.
Over the radio, it's just, Dot, get the fuck out, please, leave.
Dot starts to back up. She's never seen anything like this.
As you back out the doorway, you can see all of the corners of the wall, the corner at where the wall meets the ceiling, where the wall meets the floor, seem to like pulse a little bit and almost like they're breathing. And then as you step out from this corridor into this stairwell, you see this pulsing energy come from the corner of it. And all of a sudden, there's this strange, almost paw that seems to emerge from it with these claws that almost seem to quiver like tentacles themselves, but they have like the density of bone, but they're like claws that have the dexterity of tongues. And then another hand kind of comes out.
Are you guys seeing this? This is...
Don't get the fuck out.
Gord, are you seeing this?
As you are focused on that, you feel something clamp on your feet. As
Dot.
From beneath you, another grabs you, and you didn't notice it was also coming out. And then from the corner of the doorway, it pulls you in, and you feel compressed.
LT, I can't move.
LT.
Dot!
You and Tracy are running up the stairs, and you see, the last thing you see is Dot seeming to disappear into the corner where the door frame meets the wall, her face purple and compressed as if she's being squished into an impossibly small space. Her mask cracks, like smashes off, and you see her face go wide as her skull just bursts like a melon and disappears inside.
Lieutenant, what's going on? What are we doing?
Keep that turret going. Tracy, get back to the fucking truck. Why'd you follow me? You're an exfil.
You're my exfil, LT.
Then watch me come out the building. I'm either coming out a window or I'm coming out the main floor. Be ready in the truck. I want you seated in there, and you tell the Sarge to pull away as soon as you get eyes on me. Do you understand that?
That's a hard copy, LT.
Get down there.
Copy. Get out safe. And Tracy
always
goes down to cover your exit.
This isn't even the floor where the mission is it?
It is.
I'm going to look for any sort of information.
As you enter this floor, you see the the man's corpse who shot himself, there's this kind of rending noise behind you from the stairwell. So you can see all of the corners, all of the lines seeming to pulse as these hands are starting to come through, and you can hear screams from further within the building, as it seems like this is not the only place this is happening.
Do I see anything in here that could be an explosive?
Sir, just what we brought with us.
All right, Tracy, get the fuck out. Shortest distance down, you'll survive the jump. Jump out the window, go.
Sir. And then you hear this rending noise as you enter, and you can see the hands kind of grab the side as this quadrupedal creature seems to almost ooze into view and just shimmers its entire body.
Is there room for Tracy to make it to a window?
Tracy is not with you at the moment, as far as you're aware.
Can I see what Lieutenant's seeing?
Is he sharing your... Yeah, you can.
Okay. What the fuck?
Sarge, light up the building. Tracy should be on the main floor. Light up the building. Do it.
Sir, yes, sir. Ah!
You can see some of the rounds seeming to hit this creature, and it's part of its bottom half almost seems to like blow apart for a second and then shimmer and reform as it's kind of takes another step towards you, and this bulbous head just opens at 7 different crack-like crevices, all at different lengths, and this maw opens.
Do I see anything in its mouth?
Absolutely nothing. No light can penetrate. It is a darkness so complete that it seems hungry.
I throw a grenade in there.
Go ahead and make a throw check for me. With a bonus dice, obviously.
That is... I spend 4 luck to make it an extreme success.
The grenade disappears into its mouth, and it kind of stumbles for a second, and then explodes, and all of its matter seems to quiver in the air for a second before collapsing onto a single point and dropping into dust.
Sarge, level the building. Level the whole building. I'm coming out the window.
Where's Tracy?
You got incoming. You look to your side, and you can see from where another door frame was kind of meeting the wall, another one of these creatures is leaping through, grabs you, lift, and punches you through the wall and lands on top of you. This maw kind of like opening to accept you. And then all of a sudden, you just hear, "You fucking motherfucker!" As high velocity rounds just tear through it. It whips around, and then you can see it kind of releases you, and you can see Tracy standing there in the door, or in this new doorway that has been smashed through with your body, just unloading their fucking minigun into this creature as it leaps into the fire, seemingly unaffected, envelops Tracy, and then pulls them towards another corner. And you can see Tracy just being like pulled through. And the last thing you see is the arm just kind of breaking before the fingers themselves just burst, as it seems like all of the blood in the body has been like pushed forcefully into the hand before they disappear forever.
Lieutenant, get out of there!
You find yourself in a room that was full of blinking screens. It was full of computers that were holding obviously some very important information. Almost all of them have been destroyed by the fire that you guys have rained on this building, except for one. There is a video that's playing, and at the bottom of the video there's a little watermark. It says Gate City Admin, and it is a body cam footage video, and you can see an assault rifle prodding forward. It looks like a group of 4 people, and you can hear audio start to come through as you stand up, maybe a little bit shell-shocked from these events, and the audio is just, come on, there's a transit in 10 minutes, let's go, come on, let's go. It's pushing forward 4 bound figures, and they just seem like they're shivering. They don't really seem to understand what's going on, through a dark hallway that present lift knows all too well. The video cuts, and all of a sudden they're in a chamber, and it's this kind of steel grating over dark water with a wide staircase that seems to lead down into the water itself. And the 4 figures are there, and you can hear the figure with the assault rifle just say, "Kneel, kneel, face the water, face the water." And there is this shimmering in the water itself. Then it's still. Water shimmers again. And then, fast as lightning, a tendril of this black, writhing, muscular matter just comes out and attaches itself to the wall on one side, and then another tendril to the other as this writhing black mass pulls itself out of the water. The video itself starts to stutter and shake, and then all across the entity that you are witnessing, it looks like eyes start to open. Human eyes. Another tendril lashes out and engulfs one of the people's heads. The person, you can hear muffled screaming, and then it releases as they fall back. The body cam tracking down, and you can see missing eyes, red missing eyes, as the person is shuddering and shaking. And this repeats itself 3 more times. And then person with the assault rifle, the barrel clearly shaking. "Okay, energy acquired. Go for gate transit. The angel has been fed. The angel has been fed. GC admin. Okay, administering orders now." And the creature kind of starts shuddering and shaking. And then from its tendrils, angry red lines start to form. Cracks in the fabric of reality. As reality itself shatters the video into nothing. And you just hear a voice in your ear say, "Well, now that's unfortunate. Thank you for finding that out for me, Lieutenant." And you look down at your wrist, and the channel that the Admiral gave you is blinking.
I'll turn it on. I'll turn on the Admiral's channel.
He's gonna glass the city. He's gonna glass the city. Lift, get the fuck out of there.
Sarge, get the fuck out. Go.
What about you?
I'll catch up. Go.
How the fuck are you gonna catch up? I'm not leaving.
I'm as fast as a car. Go. Please. You'll get a head start. Go. They're gonna glass the city. Get to the ship. Go.
Lift, get in the fucking APC. You can make the jump.
Come on.
Am I in the room where Dot died?
You are on the same floor that Dot died, yes.
And Tracy?
And Tracy.
Go, Sarge. I'll catch up. That's an order. Go. I want to look to see if any of their Tracy, Dot, real quick, dog tags, anything.
For Dot, nothing. For Tracy was one of the few Reapers who had been born planet-side. Not primary. Born on a desert planet, mostly known for mining, that kind of thing. Always carried a tiny, shiny rock.
I'm gonna go grab it. As quick as I can. And then leap out the window and run after Sarge.
Who had, I presume, disobeyed your order to leave.
Yeah.
Shit. Sorry if I stole your thunder there.
No, that's fine. Yeah. I'm still there.
I'm jumping out the window.
The APC roars. Glade drives as you have never driven before. In that 360-degree inhuman awareness, you see the fire come down like the wrath of God, just as you break the city limits. And it seems as if the earth itself bucks and heaves like the waves of the ocean, and your last memory is of the earth rolling towards you like a tide. Glade and Lift, both unconscious. Lift, your last memory is Admiral Kolinar, his face covered in soot, pulling you from wreckage, looking down at your body, this red ruin, your armor totally destroyed, pulling you into this shuttle and just hooking you up to this auto dock. Just saying, please don't die, please don't die. You can see Glade, her mask almost completely burned away, lying there. And maybe there's a thought of like going to save her, but as you try to get your body to move, it's just not listening, just straight up not listening to you. And you can see Kolinar standing over her and obviously thinking, and then he turns to the ship and he waves, and the doors close and you lose sight of Glade. There's a sensation of lifting, and you're out. And that is the end of your memory. Glade.
Really quick.
Hmm?
Because
Yes.
I was watching through his feed. Would I have seen that video as well?
Yes. Now, Glade, that's not where your memory ends.
Oh, no.
You wake up to bright light. Too bright light,
That's
really.
never a good sign.
Soft sheets and a too clean smell of disinfectant as you are in the med bay of the battle cruiser, who you recognize as a political officer, one of the officer corps who is specifically tasked with creating propaganda and recruitment, is standing over you. You notice that your wrists are restrained and your legs. He says, Sergeant, or should I say, the most recent recipient of the United Soul Council Navy's Medal of Valor for going above and beyond. You have no idea how your actions today have fortified the strength of our Navy. And then he points to the screen up on the wall and he presses a button and an ad starts playing. And it just says, terrorists attack Shinjitsu. And there is a whole song and dance about how terrorists seized an energy weapon and discharged it at brave Reapers who were just trying to save the civilian population and managed to glass the city. But the Reapers not only resisted them, but then went in to try to save any survivors that they could, themselves taking casualties in the process. And there's a video of you being pulled from the wreckage with your face completely uncovered, being broadcast throughout the entire Promethean highway.
I feel like Glade just lets out like a blood-curdling scream.
And that's where we'll end tonight's episode. Thanks for making it this far. This podcast is edited, mixed, and mastered by me, Brian Gashgarian. All the music in the podcast is composed by me. Special thanks to Carlin and our now good friend Damien for their voiceover work, and to Alex, Leah, Tom, and Catherine for lending me their talent for this. You can find us on Insta, TikTok, and Twitch at The Stars Aren't All Right, or on Twitter at TSAA Podcast. As a reward for making it to the end, I would like to remind you that the bombardier beetle can spray a hot and noxious chemical mixture from its abdomen to deter predators. Most of all, thanks to you for listening, and we'll see you next time.